On
Let's
that
pull the
note,
McGonagall.
we will say hello, good evening, and welcome. My name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir. And, oh, nope, we're revealing the actual player. I was wondering how long we were going to keep the cat there, because I'm totally fine with that. We're we late on the pickup because there was a last minute decision to try to bring some additional luck to the table by way of cosplay for the evening, coupled also with a little bit of well, if we're competing with the Super Bowl, we need to bring our A game. So there you have it. I also have on my hard drive the original EDS cat herding commercial. We'll run that at some point tonight because we have to have advertising that matches the caliber of the Super Bowl, and that really was the high water mark for Super Bowl commercials in my deadly but humble opinion. Anyway, enough about me. I'm going to turn things over to introduce these amazing human beings who decided they wanted to play tonight with us. We'll do a round of the table of who we are, where we could be found on the internets, if that is where we make our life, and who we are playing tonight. And the icebreaker of the night is your character has been invited to a Super Bowl party. What's their take on the whole thing? So if, for example, Lorelei were to wander into a Super Bowl party, what's she thinking of the whole affair? And by the way, Orphalin, welcome to the table. We're glad to have you in our little family here. Liz, the floor is yours for introductions.
Hey, I'm Liz, and I'm playing Lorelei, the rogue. And I think if I went into a sports ball party, I would probably just be fascinated with all the types of food and beverages available. I probably pay zero attention to the sports ball.
They're for the people watching.
Yeah, I think.
That's absolutely fair. Malek, table is yours.
Yep. Hey, I'm Paul, aka Malik. You can find me on Twitter via whatever link. It's easier to do it that way. It's hard to spell my Twitter handle and name, come to think of it. And as far as Drumir and Super Bowl parties, he'd probably go with the promise of food and ale. But after a couple cups in, he'd probably grumble and complain about how, this kind of sport is just inferior to all the traditional dwarven version thereof. And depending on how bad of a party is, he might walk away with a few party favorites.
Fair. Chickadee?
Hello, I'm Chickadee. You can find me on Twitter as Chaotic Neutral Chickadee, although I think my handle is less of Chickadee. And I'm playing Raylona, the Barbarian, today. And if Raylona was at a Super Bowl party, she would be loving the contact sport, although she would probably be talking about how they could do something better, like maybe aim for the knees a little more or something around that line.
A little bit more blood.
Is there a rule that stops them jamming their fingers in there? Because that seems like a good tactic.
She's more of a hockey fan. Those are fun games.
Arwen, the floor is yours for introductions.
All right. I am Arwen Atreides. You can find me on Instagram at Chelsea of the Cross. And I play Chrysanthemum Coriolis, the halfling cleric. And Chrysanthemum would absolutely be like eyes glued to the game the whole time, but she would be cheering for both teams pretty much anytime anybody does something cool and there's people cheering for anything. She's just right there cheering for whatever. She's there for the spirit, watching the game, of course the food, but she's just like everything that happens is amazing. And she wants it to be a good game.
That's awesome. That would work. And then my name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir. I'm going to be playing everybody else in our game tonight, which is quite the cast. Now, the game we are playing is Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It is an official Wizards of the Coast published adventure, and I gotta tell you, it's a lot of fun. The current time of year is winter. What separates this module from others is that there are actually 4 modules in one based on what season you play in, which is kind of a neat twist on it all. This particular group started off with taking a job for a gentleman named Volo of the Volo's Guide to Fill in the Blank to find his friend. There was a bit of a mistaken identity along the way, and the party fell into the middle of a gang war between two factions trying desperately to get their hands on the Stone of Golorr, a artifact that allegedly holds the secret to open the Vault of Dragons, where Lord Neverember allegedly has hidden away 500,000 gold coins that he embezzled while he was an open Lord of Waterdeep. Some of their travels have introduced them to Rainier Neverember, the son of that particular open lord, as well as a massive cast of characters. They have gotten leads onto the particular stone itself. They've chased it hither and yon throughout the city. In our last session, they actually found themselves at the handoff between two members of a particular gang in a theater, where the party quietly and stealthily infiltrated into the theater itself, using different cover stories to get inside, encountered a murderess, which they managed to not get murdered by. They fought briefly after the handoff because, as luck would have it, a rival decided to rob the theater.
A rival.
No, there was the arrival of a rival to the rival and the rival.
The rival, an arrival of the rival. Right.
No,
yes.
the other rival arrived.
Yes. Okay, right. I think I got it.
3 gangs. Waterdeep is a busy place. There's a lot going on in Waterdeep. At the end of the melee, they discovered that one of the people in the handoff had escaped with the stone and made their way off into the night. A little bit of asking around has determined that that particular individual has fled off into one of the darker wards of the city. A rather seedy part of town, if you will.
It's like saying a seedy part of Chicago. It's just,
Chicago?
well, you know, I guess that's more Baldur's Gate, but you know what I mean.
I do. I absolutely do. I'm kind of confirm exactly what part of the city it ended up in. Mist Shore. The dangerous dockside neighborhood of Mist Shore. And that's where we pick up tonight. Now, the group we have here tonight was not entirely who was present at the theater. The authorities have detained the 2 dark elves that have been in their company for further questioning, which has forced Lorelei and Chrysanthemum to hop back over to the Troll Skull, pick up Raylona and Dramir and say, okay, we're a couple men down. We're not going in there just the 2 of us. You want to go? And that's where our party picks up tonight. Are there any motions to amend the minutes as proffered?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds well and good as someone who wasn't there.
Sounds like a pretty accurate, summary.
That's your story and you're sticking to it.
All right, then we will assume that by unanimous consent, the minutes have been approved and the game, as they say, is afoot.
I like how we just struck the corpse in the green room from the official record.
Hey, and we went in there stealthily and quietly and caused no ruckus whatsoever.
We caused no ruckus, and that was a very successful infiltration. We had a plan.
And
Fantastic news. I'm proud of you all.
for the record, the corpse is not in the green room. It's in the prop
Oh,
room,
the prop room.
off
That's
the
right.
green room.
That's right, the prop room.
And had not been discovered upon our leaving the vicinity. So for the win.
For now.
Did Lorelei tell any of us what happened, or she just
I
Leave
take
that
it
out.
was that description. Something to that effect, at least.
No, I feel there's no need to discuss the body with anyone for any reason because it's not my body and I didn't cause it. And
all right, that's fair.
That's
fair.
I didn't cause it. Seems to be the key phrase there.
Bodily autonomy is an important thing after all.
not it.
I had
So if I'm tracking that correctly, the stone, what was it? The Stone of
Golorr.
Golorr is real and we have seen it, or that it is, we have seen a lead be transferred.
We think it was transferred.
We think it was the stone.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, we should definitely get on that because 500,000 dragons could buy a lot of refurbishments to the Troll Skull Manor.
Right.
Yes.
And we think that the person who had the stone left the theater in a hansom cab, correct?
A handsome cab?
In a cab? Didn't they take a,
Yes.
am I crazy?
A yellow taxi?
Yes. He hired a ride to take him into the Mist Shore. Double check it. Yes, the Mist Shore neighborhood, which is not the kind of place most people take a cab, because the cabbies get paid extra to go down there.
Mm-hmm. They have to be.
That's completely fair.
Well then, why don't we head out in that direction? Is there any supplies anyone needs?
I think I'm okay.
Can I get patched up? Because I'm a little owie.
For the purposes of the game, you can go ahead and give yourselves a quote long rest
Okay.
to start the night off fresh, and not to give too much of an advantage to our barbarian and thief friend, who set out last session, so not coming
Yeah,
and
I
going.
just realized I'm under half health, so that works for me.
We'll assume a stop off for a pint back at home did the necessary trick.
That'll do it for me,
Kind of all it takes to get Chrysanthemum back up and running, really.
pretty much. Just one though, or it pushes her the other direction.
I'm so sorry, but how do I do this?
From on your character sheet,
Yeah.
towards the top, there should be where it says share, short rest, long rest, and then the campaign name.
What?
Near your name.
There it is. And what are we taking?
Take a long.
You.
It'll
You
reset
have to
everything.
hit long rest and then hit it again when it turns green.
Yep.
I didn't. It took me forever to realize you have to hit it again once it turns green, and I'm like, the button doesn't work. But you
Yes,
have to
I
hit
know.
it and then hit it again.
Oh, it worked. Oh, thank you. I'm new to this. Well, not super new. I'm just slow. Sorry.
No, I've seen
That's
your feet
fair.
when you hear a jig. You're not slow.
Mentally slow.
Definitely not.
Physically fleet.
So, what is your plan for reconnaissance on this? Now that you know whereabouts the cab is gone,
You guys have any ideas?
Dare I ask how we know where the cab has gone?
the
Did
other,
we?
the other cabbie told you.
So this is, you said it's the Mist Shore, right?
Mhm.
So,
Are there any-
oh, go ahead. So we got to get down there and we got to figure out exactly where it went, ask around, see if we can drum up some location of some kind, bribe the right people or intimidate them, at least to get the location. Maybe give it a case it, see the place, and find exits, that sort of thing, and then try to get in as surreptitiously or loudly as necessary. Which guild do we think, or which group do we think is currently in possession? There was the Zentarum, there was Xanathar's guild, and then like maybe a third one, you said? I wasn't, so I don't know.
Well, the thief that we were chasing across the rooftops handed it off to two guys who were in the theater.
Right.
And we don't really know who they were, and I don't think they were not associated with the other gang that was holding up the theater incidentally and annoying us by causing or disrupting the handoff.
Yes. So we are. I'm thinking back. So our theory that the Zentarum are connected is because they were connected to the Kerfufflethan Manor, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where the stone was stolen and taken to, and then they were there presumably trying to get it or something.
Yeah,
So-
that's who was robbing the manor.
Right.
When we
Yeah, I think they were the ones protecting it. And then we went to the mill where the Nimblewright had found its way. And then from there was the bakery and the neighbors who got assaulted by our would be thief assassin. Right? I guess just thief. I don't know about any assassination.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't know that we had a connection for her. But I also don't pay a
I
lot of
don't-
attention, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Yeah, I'll give you that at this point. It's a little hard to know exactly who's on whose side.
I mean, that's
Well-
part of the fun.
Isn't it, though?
I think one of the easiest things we might do is just go to the Misty Shore and see if anyone noticed a taxi. So, because they don't go around there very often.
Sounds like a plan.
See if there's anyone on the street, beggars,
Okay.
drunks,
Mhm.
gutter, trash.
Who's taking the lead in this? Who's the face of the party for this moment?
I can do it. If it's a crappy area, let's do this.
So somebody roll me an investigation check, please.
Oh, that kind of lead.
I'll find out where they went. Good. So you want to go inquire with these individuals, look to see if they're telling the truth, and then I want you to compare their stories. Never mind.
Let me know when you found them. I'll make sure they're telling the truth. I wouldn't mind rolling.
Okay. Let's see
One
what
of
happens.
the ones I got. Hey, 22.
Oh, 22.
Hey.
Starting out strong.
Starting out
Nice.
very well with that. A few coppers to a beggar here. A long conversation with a girl selling flowers over there. A little time chatting with someone who's probably more handsome than he should be allowed to for as dim as he is.
Wait, who?
Exactly. This would be why it was a long conversation. So I really, all right, Polly. Well, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, there's too much static with that hood. Can't do it. I can't do it. I'm still got the robes on.
You still look great.
It's as good as I'm gonna get. As good as I'm gonna get tonight. You find that the cab did indeed make its way down, drop off a single passenger, and make their way back out again, post haste. That particular location was a building that had been abandoned for some time that is simply referred to as the Old Tower. It's the sort of place that children would dare each other to investigate for many a year, but no one ever actually went near because, well, you just didn't.
Spooky. It might collapse. Maybe it's haunted. Who knows?
But in recent days, more and more people have noticed faint bits of smoke wafting up from the tower's sole chimney, indicating that someone has taken up residence within.
Well then, shall we
All
go
right.
to investigate?
Sounds good.
What do you guys want to do? A direct approach? Something a little sneakier?
We could send somebody around, like just to check the perimeter, in case the joint. I'm not going to do anything sneaky because that won't end well, unless Raylona carries me. But
I'll take one side, you take
so
the other.
I'll hang back and wait for you guys to gather some intel. Maybe
Sure. Sounds good to me.
I'll keep an eye on the road. How about that? I'll be the lookout.
Perfect. Yeah, so why don't I try to make a stealthy approach and peer in some windows, listen around, see if I can hear any movement inside, stuff like that.
Sounds good.
Okay, that is doable. Give me your stealth check as you approach. Is Lorelei
Oh,
also?
do you want help with that?
I mean, that sounds good.
Okay.
Does he get booped?
You get booped. I will boop you and give you my
Advantage.
Give me that
That's a good thing.
that second one. Yep.
That was helpful. That was.
Yes, indeed. I was about to trip over a cat, but the cat moved out of the way just at right the moment. Thanks, Timora. Appreciate you.
Let's see. The tower itself is very uninteresting and lacks any sort of windows at the ground floor. It is built for security and safety. A little bit of your investigation brought up that the story is it was originally built by a wizard who valued his privacy.
Sounds like most of them. It's a strange bunch, that group.
Indeed. The uppermost floor does feature a collection of arrow slits that look out, from which you can make out faint orange light as you're making your way around the snow-covered grounds around the base of the tower.
Faint orange light, huh? Well, it definitely seems occupied then. With arrow slits like that, I can't imagine we'd be able to squeeze our way in. So what's the roof made out of? Shingled wood?
Yeah, it was shingled wood.
Okay. So it looks like a direct approach is perhaps the only option. So as such, why don't we make said direct approach? I can see if it's unlocked and unlock it if it is, perhaps.
Let's do it.
That'd make things easy.
Easier,
And
as
if
it
not,
were.
Rayloda can try and break down the door.
All right, so you're opening the door.
Exactly.
The door is currently unlocked. Are you letting yourselves in, or are you knocking politely first?
As this is a group of ill report, I would probably think knocking might not be the wisest choice.
I was
However,
gonna say, when have we ever knocked?
Maybe check for an alarm or something.
I
though.
was gonna say, yeah. Being as the door is unlocked, that is highly suspicious. So I'm going to see if it's trapped magically or otherwise. I don't know if I actually know. Tell
Okay,
if
roll
it's
me a
trapped,
perception
but
check.
Yeah.
As everyone kind of creeps up with you and you start to make your best view of the door.
Continuing with strong rolls. 21.
With your 21, I can tell you that you have no perception of any traps.
I can't see or
Oh.
hear any traps. Perfect. Doesn't mean there aren't any. But
Remember,
it means
kids,
I can't
you
spot it.
never have to tell the players how well they did on a perception check. You just have to tell them what they perceive.
Are they telling the truth? You think so.
You have
that's
no
not what
reason
I
to think
asked.
otherwise.
Exactly. All right. Well, why don't
Secrets.
I crack the door, peer inside, and see if there's anything immediately on the opposite? I would hope so. If there was nothing on the opposite, I'd be quite alarmed.
I'm gonna slide to the side of the door so we're not all just like bunched in.
Okie dokie. Let's see here. Cutting. Erasing. Bink. All right. You've opened up some space. The entryway is poorly maintained.
Fits the theme.
It fits the theme. What you do notice is a collection of hand, thumb, and fingerprints around, making a very curious symbol where it looks like someone's put their hand in some paint and made this symbol up against the walls. If anyone would like to give me a religion check, I can tell you what that is.
I'll go for
Ilona is
it.
actually pretty good with religion.
Ilona's going to be the first one on that. I think I know what that might be. Chwee! Oh, that was. Oh, sorry. I saw the 21. I'm like, holy cow, that was chrysanthemum.
Yeah, let
Ilona's
me.
got a guess though.
Like that looks familiar, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, chrysanthemum will definitely recognize the effort to create a symbol of Bane.
Ooh.
Oh,
I will
What,
point that out to the group.
what does she remember about Bane?
Zentarum go with Bane.
Do they? Oh,
Sure.
I know he's not one of the good ones. I mean, I played a character of Bane, so I know more than that. But you know, Drumir knows he's not one of the good ones. Probably, maybe. Who knows?
Rumour's
You
like, that doesn't
definitely-
sound like a good name.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not exactly a good deity. That one.
Sounds friendly, don't you think?
In that case, I guess. Well, not that we weren't wary already, but Zentarum
Oh, hold on. Is
adds
there a
another
source of
element
light
to it.
in there?
Not in this room, no.
Guess what?
Can't see it.
I can't see anything.
Maybe from the light pouring in off the street?
Yeah, like if it's right by the door or in the like in the line of light coming in from the doorway, I would have. But yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to see anything unless you let me
Pop
light
open a
something.
light spell while you're in the room. You can
I
lift
can
it
do
back
that.
out when you go to leave. The power of cantrip. Bing,
Yes.
bonk. It's not like the good old days where you're like, I know, I'll cast light, and I'm out of spell slots for the day.
I'll cast it on my holy symbol and then just kind of like hold it in my hand and I can like flash it. And
Yeah, that's
cover
clever.
it.
That'll work. And look really cool, too.
Oh yeah.
They look really cool. But for the most part, the room is otherwise uninteresting. Hanging on the walls are, old tapestries that have faded with time. Has not been well maintained. And there's just kind of like a lot of like foot traffic right straight through deeper into it. It's like they pushed all the gunk out of the way to let themselves into the tower proper.
Well, why don't we all file in, close the door behind us, and second verse, same as the first.
All right. Perception on the
Good to
door.
me.
Sorry, what?
Perception for the door to check for traps.
Yep. Oh, that's persuasion. Perception.
I should make you take that.
No, it's the wrong roll.
Uh-huh.
Just getting the bad rolls out. Just,
Yeah, a dirty 20, which we still have yet to make an official drink of. There's been a lot of
Surprisingly?
I'm sure someone
debate
has.
as to what a dirty 20 is, as far as alcoholic, as far as cocktails go. We better
20
From the
different
ninth,
alcohols.
Oh.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
it's a bad
Dirty
Long
indeed.
Island iced tea.
We had those in college. They were called bell ringers.
Oh.
I don't know what was in it, but they just took 4 bottles at once and poured, and then topped it with
Oh.
fruit juice.
Oh. That
Oh.
sounds-
Fruit juice. That's a piker's trip. You got to put some blue curacao in, and then you think it's sweet, but it's actually just booze.
Deadly.
Yeah.
It's just actually deadly. Let's cut right to it there. Yeah, you don't perceive any traps on it.
Onward and forward.
Okay. As you open the door, you are greeted with. Let's see. Let me get that, and then pink. We'll do that. In the center of the room, there's the central tower of the. Where's my pointer? There's my pointer. Central tower staircase that goes up higher into the tower itself. There's a hearth over here where there's a small fire burning, and there's a man who's currently not yet looking at the door, standing at it,
At the hearth.
at the hearth. I'll throw a quick token on there. Maybe. There they load. So I'll put him there. Donk. And then I'll put the rest of you all in here. As you make your way in, there should be. There's a Raylona. A Dromir.
I'm reminded the generic token that I use in my Roll20 game is a picture of Tordek, who you might remember from 3rd edition as being generic white guy fighter. He's depicted as being like attacked and otherwise like trampled upon and throughout the entire thing, because apparently there was an inside joke among the staff, because this was a character they were required to have, as it were. So
That's fair.
Yep. So yeah, maybe I can sneak over there and see if I can't knock him out.
Okay, give me your.
See if we can't keep this this stealth thing going until it all falls apart.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Let's see how we do. 16?
16 is pretty good.
Do I still have the
You have it. I
tricksters?
think you have it for. Hang on, let me check. You have it for a little while.
And 21.
You have it for an hour, unless I use it again.
Nice.
So you have it. It's safe to say you have it still.
We spent a long time in that last room. I don't know.
Dad, why didn't you pick
One second.
No problem. But yeah, according to the story I heard, at least, it was the. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Aw.
Somebody's still trying to understand why she is being used as a model for the Troll Skull Manor T-shirt merch.
Oh.
Actually, no, she has Convergence. I have a picture of her in the Convergence T-shirt.
Nice.
Gotcha.
So, okay, I'm sorry. What was going on? I had a little.
I was going to see if I could sneak up and bop him on the back of the head and knock him out.
With the 21, you definitely have a drop on him. Let's see how you do. Give me your attack roll. I'm going to figure out. They don't really have great rules for sneaking up on people.
Usually it's passive perception unless they're like alerted, as it were, in which case they'd probably roll.
Yeah, I was mean like for like knocking them out.
Oh,
They don't really have great rules on that. So give me your attack and then damage rolls, assuming you don't completely whiff this opportunity.
ooh, it really wanted those 9s.
It really did want those 9s.
Yeah. So that does that hit? It's a little tricky for him. He's a couple feet shorter, so he has to kind of jump up to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what happens. You've got the drop on him.
Uh-huh.
You got
Oh,
the
no.
drop on him. And you get up there, and you're like, all right. I'm going to get him once in the kidney, once in the shoulder, and when he bends over, I'll get him over the back of the head. You flip your dagger around so you hit him with the pommel because you're going for that quick knockout strike. And you pound right into that kidney spot, and you feel the reverberations through the blade of just trying to force your way through a chainmail shirt you didn't realize he was wearing.
Oh.
Hmm.
Whoops.
And he has the opportunity to stop and go, what? Now, everyone has surprise. So what I'll do is I'm going to put us into the combat mode. Womp. We're going to move Dramir right next to him. Let the rest of you all decide what you'd like to do. If you can get him before he has a chance to raise any alarms, there you go.
Is this initiative or
So
are we just
roll initiative,
okay?
and we'll see what happens in that opening. Like, he will automatically go dead last in the initiative. So we'll let all of you get an opportunity to get a jump on him and see if we can get him down before anything weird happens.
Everyone like spiked those initiative rolls, and I was like,
Jeez.
"What? Excuse
Yeah, I'm like,
me."
oh, Laurel, I got a 20. She's going to go first. No.
Yeah. Raylona doesn't realize anything's quite wrong yet. She's like, okay, and then he's going to hit him, and
And
oh
then-
no, he did. Oh God.
I'm still checking on Chrysanthemum. Can you see here? The too
Are
dark?
you worried? You're like trying to describe to her what's going on.
What do you? I guess what's happening? What's happening?
Which
I
is,
always
Well, there
roll
is a
high
hearth there.
initiative
There's
in
a
the
fire.
dark.
well,
That's
it's not
true.
in the dark. He's standing at a fireplace.
Okay,
You have
so
light.
I have okay. I think the last 2 or 3 times I went first, though, it was dark.
It is a theme that we have.
It's a
And
thing.
again, part of the reason that my rogue is a dwarf.
There you go.
Now, the good news is you've got the drop on him. You all get your actions. Chrysanthemum's going first. The twist is you don't want to make a lot of noise while you do this.
Right.
So if you're
Probably
thinking,
best I went last then.
if you're thinking, do, can I rage?
I was literally gonna tackle it. So
Okay, so
Let's
the
do
three
it.
of you have one action to subdue him.
Then Raylona will make sure it goes down.
He's subdued, but
I'm helping.
okay. So what's Chrysanthemum doing?
I'm going to. Oh, I hate going first. Okay. I'm going to use a first level spell slot, and I'm going to cast Command, and I'm going to tell him to freeze, like whisper, shout, freeze.
I would love it before you do that. You could really quickly just roll me a quick performance check.
Performance.
Okay. The power of the stage whisper.
Yeah. Because we're trying to be quiet, so I don't
Exactly.
want to like alert everybody telling him not to move.
Yeah, you find just the right volume that he clearly can hear you, but nobody else should be able to.
Okay, perfect.
All right, freeze. He gets a wisdom save if I remember right. 13?
Yes.
We're higher now.
Well, 12.
12 now. All right, let's see what happens. Bump. And he's definitely not acting this turn as he freezes.
Okay.
And that takes us to what is Lorelei doing?
So we can try to knock him out, or we can try and like take him quietly. Ask him questions.
The options are many.
So many. How good is your control?
He has to follow the command for his next turn. So I think he won't do anything this turn. We basically get a free round without him being able to do anything. It's not like hold person, where it keeps going. It just lasts for one turn. I basically just bought us time to act.
I want to go in and knock him out.
All right. You run in, flip your daggers around, so you're using the pommels for that lovely subdual damage. You're rolling with advantage because he's not moving.
And still surprised.
And still
I might
surprised.
not know you were there.
So if you miss, you get to roll again, but you hit. So give me the full damage. Let's see if you guys can knock him out before he gets an action. And you do get to add your sneak attack damage. He is decidedly...
Adjacent.
Well, yeah. There's the adjacent...
Among others.
Among other things. So... Because that's where the real damage for the rogue is.
Or not in this case.
I mean, that's plus nearly 200% on top of what you had.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but
It's almost tripled your damage.
so is he?
He is not down on the ground yet. He's trying to, like, stay frozen while getting pummeled. He's starting to, like, break from the command slightly because it's really hard to maintain his sense of safety while he's getting pummeled. But he's trying.
I appreciate that.
Which takes us to Dramir's action.
We're going to try to bop him again.
Which is probably a wise decision.
Still with advantage?
Oh, yeah. The power of command.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
18.
Throw the dice down. I think this should get him unless you roll terrible.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
To us.
13. Spot on. And he drops to the ground unconscious.
Sweet.
At which point Raylona takes 2 quick steps in the room, ready to charge and rage, and he's down.
I give the party a thumbs up. That was close.
I stick my head around the door and
I'm gonna search this guy real quick. See what he's got on him other than surprise chainmail.
darn that surprise chainmail. The worst.
And see, I usually padded that well back there either. He must have had a problem in the past with it. He has in his possession a handful of gold, some silver, a ticket to a show at the Brisenbolt Theater.
It was marked for today, perhaps?
From earlier from just last night.
Oh, that's right.
Or a few hours back, I should say.
Convenient.
This would be the point where Chrysanthemum and Lorelei would recognize him as the one who hired the cab.
Hey, that's the guy.
Oh,
Start punching Raylona in the
Search
that's
him.
the guy.
well, he doesn't have it on him. I guess we should check upstairs.
Probably. Can we tie him up down here?
It's a good idea. Does anyone have rope?
We will assume there is some amount of rope available to you.
Excellent.
I think I do have rope in my bag. So
Is anyone particularly talented with that? Taking a couple interesting classes, maybe pretended they were macrame.
would that be like a sleight of hand check or
Yes, it would be.
Oh,
course.
sleight of hand. I've got that.
Sleight of hand or survival, whichever you would prefer.
somehow it doesn't surprise me that Lorelai's like, I know a few rope tricks.
That's on brand.
And with that sleight of hand trick, she knows not to do the ones that have the easy, like, quick release.
All right. Time up.
Oh, did I break Arwen there?
Nope, I'm good.
Stuff a corner of it, rip off his sleeve and stuff that in his mouth so he's quiet. He wakes up.
Ari's in chat.
Ari's in chat. Yeah.
Hey.
Hope you're having fun. We miss you.
I just want to see chat. I want to see chat.
You go on to the Twitch channel.
We have the channel open,
and
yeah.
You can do it there. There's a button that lets you pop it out into its own like separate window, which I have next to all the other ones, game log, tracker.
The things add up after a while. I'm telling
I'm
you.
glad I have a second monitor. You know,
Fourth monitor is a necessary. Give us your best inconceivable. Not yet. We'll give him an opportunity. We'll wait until the time is right. Oh, sorry, Ari. Well, this is better. This still has the outcome in question. This is not going to be Stafford throwing 4 touchdown passes.
Who?
Because he's so going to. I'm
You know
sure
it,
of it.
well, I mean, he's
Anyway,
needs support. Every carry needs support.
as you get the guy tied up, in order to keep him, from doing anything crazy, and you start to hear a chanting from upstairs.
Ooh. That's never
not
good.
I want to run up the stairs quietly, but running.
Quietly,
A
I don't like chanting.
silent hustle.
The silent,
silent
hustle.
hustle.
Got that. Yes.
Okay.
Sounds like a new dance craze.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like something else.
It's a sneaky hustle. It's a sneaky hustle.
Okay, so let me throw some tokens.
Sneaky dash.
I'm gonna need a quick a stealth check as you get into a position where you may or may not be discovered.
Oh.
Bunk.
Oh no.
I trip and crash into the wall, making it loud.
Running
Oh.
silently is hard, okay? Give
It
yourself
is.
a little break.
Especially upstairs.
Pink.
Heavy
And
boots, no less.
So let me
Probably soft.
put some tokens down.
right.
There's 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5.
Well, these are some fun tokens.
Ooh,
And-
yeah.
A Lorelei.
And one Lorelei.
I love to think that that's not a token of a person as much as it is just like 5 people standing around a lute chanting.
Yeah.
More fun for me that way,
I-
so I'm going to pretend that.
I didn't have a token for the random dude that they have tied up.
Ah, well, that is an instrument bound by string, so that kinda
Does
fits.
track.
Well,
Thematically appropriate.
who is chanting?
You as you peer over the precipice, and kind of lurk around, there are 4 figures literally in robes, and at the head of the group, you recognize the priestess from the theater several hours back.
Oh God!
Uh-oh.
Again.
There's a man shackled to the floor in front of them, as they're extolling some god to take command of his heart, mind, and will.
I have half a guess as to which one.
Yeah. I think there's a safe assumption to be made there.
What you going to do about it?
I'm gonna throw a dagger at the chanting bench.
Do it.
Wait, no. Never mind.
When in doubt, dagger.
I have learned not to let chanting commence and then complete, and then bad things happen.
Interrupting the ritual is almost always the right choice. I would agree.
Yeah.
Chantus interruptus is my modus operandi.
I was going to say, do you want to go get the rest of your party first?
I'm assuming they're following me.
They'll figure it out. Sink or swim.
They'll come when the shouting starts.
When you see me dash up the stairs, that's just you. Nope, I'm not waiting.
Let's see, do I have a winged token, don't I? I do. Okay, good.
But
that
for me
works.
to be an angel.
Yeah, you pop up, you're like, ah, and you just like come around that center column and flick a dagger into it as everyone immediately like turns and notices you.
I mean, only this much of me was above the floor. It's pretty safe, right?
But there's that big column right there in the middle of the thing
Oh, wait.
that was screening you. It's holding up the roof.
Structurally important, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have to like walk up there to throw
You have to be like
at her,
right there.
don't I?
Yep.
All right, I don't care. I'm doing it.
I didn't think
Then I'm
you
gonna
were
duck
gonna.
behind the column.
Yeah, partial
That's
cover from
fair.
some of them.
Partial cover is good. All right, let me get her on here. Boink.
Cover's better than no cover.
And these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go ahead and roll your damage. You definitely have advantage as she did not spot you.
Nice.
So you can roll your sneak attack damage.
Advantage is a rogue's best friend.
While you're doing that, I will label the tokens so we know which is which when everything hits the fan, which it's about to, in a very, very major way.
Oh, boy.
This is where we wish we had Ari here because Sharkira would have a bloody field day with this kind of close quarter combat.
Yeah.
All the AoEs.
So
And away we go.
what am I doing this turn? You're casting Burning Hands again, right? Right.
Right, yeah.
After tossing, I'm gonna yell down the stairs. Evil priestess! Minions! Help!
I'll do
Okay. On that note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first have everybody roll initiative.
Hooray.
I am going to also on the board here, I'm going to slide your tokens over to kind of just line up behind Lorelei. Blink, there we go. Everyone's kind of stacked up
Nice.
there coming up the stairs. And let's see what happens. Okay, so Chrysanthemum comes in with an 11. See, you're not first this turn.
I'm not.
18
okay
for
with this.
Lorelei. Drumir comes in at, he's at the back of the line. And Raylona's coming up at 14. Whoomp. Lorelei has first action. You do have your cunning action, so I will let you, if you want to, from previous, roll your hide again to see if you can effectively re-hide to get another sneak attack when you pop out.
So,
It's one of the neat things about rogues. You break line of sight and then you hide.
where would I find hide?
Oh, stealth.
Stealth.
Stealth. Okay.
Stealth.
Thought maybe I was just missing something.
Nope. And
Maybe.
let's see.
Which
where-
side are you going to pop out from? When are you going to do it? Who knows?
Indeed.
Sneak attack.
Who does know? There was something else I remember
think
about
I'm
your.
going to go to the opposite side, but I know that you think that I'm going to go to the opposite side. So
So clearly I can't take the left of the
you
pill.
go to the same side.
Is that the way
I'm
we're going
just
to play
gonna
it tonight?
stay hidden.
Yes.
Is that how we're playing this?
Yes.
Okay. Where is the thing? There was a thing about.
I also know you're a priestess of Bane. And Bane, of course,
As everyone
clearly
knows.
can't pick the side over to the left.
No other creatures are within 5 feet of you.
The sun
Okay.
rises.
That's right. Everyone's too closely packed for you to get advantage for that. Yes, you're re-hidden. Do you want to take your attack roll as you pop out?
Oops, fail. Try again.
Jeez.
Ow.
And who's that into, by the way?
The priestess.
The big one.
Oh yeah.
All right, fair
She's
enough.
Scary.
Fair enough.
Scary. Scary.
damage and sneak attack.
And
This is you'd think having 2 rogues in a party would be, a detriment.
I mean, it is once they start getting hit.
If they get hit.
I mean,
and that's why we have a barbarian.
I'll take the hits.
Okay. Total of 10. Let's see. So she took from before she took 10. She just took another 10. So before she's had a chance to move, she's taken 20 damage.
Yep.
Ooh.
Sounds about right.
She's
Oh,
scary.
Now-
Hashtag just rogue things.
On the vitality versus health points, those are definitely health points. Those are 2 daggers that hit and shook her up good. Meanwhile, acolyte number 2, who is standing completely out of position to do much of anything, is going to come over here and hold. Actually, it's going to move around this side of the column to see all of you coming up it, and will do what she can to take a shot at Lorelei, the first one she sees. Lorelei, I need you to give me a very quick, if you'd be so kind, dex save. Never mind.
Hashtag just rogue things.
Yes, as you easily sidestep a column of black necrotic energy that slams out of nowhere right to where you were standing.
Was it fist shaped?
Sure.
It's one of Bane's things. Is
There you
it's
go.
like the fist or whatever.
Boom. Sacred Flame has a different look for every god, so sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with the necrotic fist from heaven. as it
Shrieking
were.
dodge.
Necrotic fits from heaven.
I did choose the rogue life. Legit. Absolutely legit. Raylona has her action now as she pushes up past everybody up the stairs. We will assume
Right.
she is at the front of that stack up.
It looks like combat's going, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rush in there. Great axe blazing. So
Who would you like to great axe?
who's the closest one to the staircase? I think this one.
3 is
Like number
technically
3?
the closest.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab him. Maybe. I'm gonna try.
You're gonna go cut him in half.
I don't know. Maybe not with that roll.
Yeah, that totally cuts. That gets him.
Oh, is that enough? Awesome. Okay.
Yep.
Let's get some damage.
These are the
No secret chainmail here.
No secret.
14.
Holy crikey!
Ay, ay, ay.
Jeez.
Not
sure
raging
not a
yet either.
That's number 3, and we're just gonna put him in the old trash can. And we're just gonna take 3 off the board. Bonk.
Bisected. What?
Yeah.
Even his
Yeah.
robes are cut in half.
Raylona kind of it's like elbows Lorelei, one hands the axe up over her head, catches the other the shaft with the offhand, and just goes down. The camera cuts to the back of the guy, and you watch as his top
yeah.
half slides off to the side. No, we didn't get the budget for the big burst of blood effect. It just kind
You
of
wanna break
like
it?
slides.
Arwen.
It cuts back to Raylona, and there's a spray effect that we hastily slapped together.
We probably paid way
Like
too much more for
ketchup.
what we got, but yeah, you got the idea.
But you know what? It looked good.
It looked really good. It looked excellent. Number 1, who's like standing right stinking there,
Right next to that.
is feeling lucky,
Really?
and it's
Oh,
gonna
lucky
gonna
punk.
run up, and it's going and she's just gonna like right straight up into. No, she's not. Yeah, she's gonna take a bunch of swings, and there's a moment where like Raylona pauses to realize that there's a good 1.5 foot between the two of them. That the mace is just swinging through the air in.
Well, in her defense, she just saw her friend get cut in half. So
So,
I'd be a little off too.
yeah. Chrysanthemum's next up the stairs.
Okay. So which one took a shot at Lorelei?
If you kind of hop up the stairs, you can run around over there.
Okay, let's do that.
There's like that little hole in the ground that you're all kind of running up.
Yeah.
What kind of shot are you taking?
I think this is a good time for a spiritual weapon. And being as how this is kind of looks like they're trying to summon something or have something to do with their god, I'm gonna switch gears and I'm gonna summon a throwing star for Timora into my hand, and then I'm like right above my hand, and I'm just gonna like shoot it towards.
Spinning
like
coin
it.
of Timora. Excellent.
Yeah,
Plunk. There's your spinning coin.
a little bit of divine theatrics.
The unfortunate thing about running a campaign in Forgotten Realms is that there is a lot of history. The fortunate thing is that there's a lot of Wikipedia that you can search for.
And also very fortunate, there's a plethora of players who already know all of it, and I can just sit back and nod knowingly from time to time.
Honestly, I mean, I'm surprised you don't know more. Did you do like more of the Dragonlance stuff, or
Dragonlance
No?
and Homebrew were my two biggest D&Ds. And then when most of my generation was mastering Forgotten Realms, I was trying to figure out what part of Seattle my Decker was from.
right? Yes, yes, exactly.
You know, I could find every Starbucks I had to in Seattle at any point for the last 50 years, but I still need coaching on things like Tamora and Bane.
See, whereas I grew up with the Baldur's Gate isometric games, so I'm like, oh yeah, clearly.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, give us an attack roll on the spiritual weapon
All right,
from your bonus action.
right.
As it leaves, oh my god. Roll damage.
Destroy them.
It's gonna be a long night. 3. Okay. Finally. Somebody didn't die instantly.
But wait, because
That would have been a really cool kill, though.
But wait, she's not done yet.
I'm not done yet.
There's
I'm not
more.
done yet. There's more. So that same one,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast a sacred flame as a cantrip, or my cantrip.
Okay. Bonus action. Bite. No, it's not that cool. All right, so they get their dex save. Roll damage. Okay.
See, it looks cool, but it's not packing as much of a punch as I'd like, but that's okay.
Yeah, as a column of coins just shatters down onto the ground in this solid stream that the acolyte steps out of the way and kind of almost gives you like a, okay, all right, we're going to play this game. I see what you did there.
Is it a free action to blow a raspberry?
Yes. Raspberries are a free action.
It's verbal.
Like dropping a gnome, it is a free action to raspberry.
Dropping a gnome.
Or swearing? I'm gonna use a free action to blow a raspberry
There we
at the
go.
cultist.
Okay, so what's she doing this turn? She needs to do something meaningful, because she is not digging the way things are going. Oh, there they go. There's a little bit of a lag. Let's see. That is going to be. That's not going to be enough for what she needs to deal with. She needs to do something else. She is going to angrily point at Raylona. Sure. No, she can see Lorelei. This is personal now. Okay. Bunk.
Yes.
Okay. I
I don't melt into a puddle of slime, do I?
No. No, you don't.
Take it.
Not
It's
yet.
it's not that bad. But yeah. Okay, so she turns and calls out to Bane, and a massive spectral hand appears and grabs onto Lorelei from the back of the neck and starts to crunch down on her.
Oh,
Yikes!
Bunk. That's right there. That's her bonus action. Lorelei takes 9 damage from the spiritual weapon attack.
Toucan spiritual weapon at this.
Oh, it's on.
Exactly. It is definitely on. So Lorelei, there's your 9. For her actual action.
Which number token is this, just for my reference?
Oh, who's doing this?
Yeah.
This is the one that's not numbered. It's the one that has the big glowing ball in front of her.
Oh, okay.
This is a moth. This is the one you recognize from the
Gotcha.
theater.
Okay.
And then, let's see. Technically, you can't cast 2 spells in a turn, so she can't pop another spell effect.
Unless it's a cantrip.
Unless it's a cantrip. Oh, well, in that case, by all means. I also need another dex save from our dear rogue.
Not as good.
Not as good. So that's an additional 1.
What was the original? I'm sorry.
You're a total of 10 damage
Alrighty.
between the 2 attacks. And she's not feeling that she's liking this whole
This is
thing-
not as much fun as it was 2 minutes
thing
ago.
you've got going. Yeah, no, it's definitely starting to get under her skin.
Right.
So that's her action. Bump. Tell me what Dramir's up to.
Oh, sorry. Drumir is going to let's see, if I with a 15-foot cone, Drumir is going to let's do that. Yeah, let's try that. So Drumir is going to rush up to about here, and see if I can't. Like right here would work. I'm going to try to use a color spray to get 1, 4, and the priestess of Bane, and see if I can't hit all of them. I don't know exactly if that would exclude the bound individual on the ground, but I'm hoping it can, because then maybe I'll be able to get all of them.
Okay.
So we're going to try that no matter what. So cast that.
Drop your 6d10.
There's no convenient thing. Okay, so then we do d10. 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
5, 6. Roll to everyone.
And here they come.
35 hit points of creature from the smallest to the largest is blinded until the end of my next turn.
There it is. That's an impressive amount of hit points and damage. So
It's not damage. It's
yeah,
it's
stuff.
Yeah.
Of stuff. All right,
And
and
we
that
rolled pretty
starts
well.
with the lowest to the highest.
Mm-hmm.
So, that means we do 35. Oh crap! Now I have to do math quietly.
Sorry. I know as a profession, math is a big part of it for
Yeah,
you. I
it
hate
kind of
people
is.
to ask people to work on their off time.
4.
But,
Carry the 5. I'm 80% sure that I think, yep, that did exactly what you wanted.
hey, nice. So Drumir rushes his way up and kind of moves to the side of Raylona there and holds out his hand in a dramatic fashion, and as if he were part of a Broadway production, a giant rainbow of color erupts from his hands in absolutely brilliant manner in terms of light intensity. And those who are caught within it are blinded.
Yep. In the future, you might want to, for the benefit of like Raylona, shout things like "flash out," so they know to cover their eyes.
I mean, I'm pretty confident with my targeting. I'm sure. I'm sure
Little
she would've been
discipline for the
fine.
party there. Let them know what's going on.
And for Raylona's sake,
You know,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you're fine. It's me.
a little
I'm gonna
military
screw up.
discipline, is part of this. Although, here's the good news: if he had cast it against Raylona, she would have gone.
Yeah,
What's
she
with
would
the
have been
glitter?
fine.
Like, whatever. Let's see.
So that's an action. I can't really do anything terribly useful with my bonus, so I'm just going to, I guess, stay here.
Not a bad idea. And it lasts until their next action,
The end of my next turn.
end of your next turn. Okay, fair enough.
Pull up blinded just to
Yep.
get ahead
So
of
we
that.
got to go all the way through to you again. All right, cool. So 4 is blinded, and is going to do what they can to make their way over and just take a swing at you. I acknowledge they're rolling with disadvantage, but you never know. You can get lucky from time to time and connect. In which case, Dramir takes 4 damage.
Oh, hey. So feeling so confident, and I see him stumbling by. I'm like, ha ha ha. Yeah, he doesn't have it. Oh shit.
Yeah, that would be a good way to describe it. It's like, oh, and despite the fact that she's swinging wildly, she connects. So what exactly is Lorelei doing in this moment now?
Well, does the hand let go of me because of the
Yes.
chaos that's happening?
Yeah, it definitely has, but it's still there.
It's still there.
It's still
But it's
floating
let
there.
go.
Yes, you have full movement, and it's spectral. It's like half there, half not, and you can see the faint tendrils of dark energy connecting it to the priestess in the far distance.
Can I attempt to hide?
If you run back down the stairs,
I don't want to run back down the stairs. Okay.
which would also be provoking attacks of opportunity. Oh, do
I don't think the
From-
do spiritual weapons
can
get attacks of
provoke.
opportunity?
I
No,
don't
they
think
don't.
it does.
You can safely run down the stairs.
I think they do if you have the Warcaster feat.
Probably.
Maybe.
I want to run around the other side of the column, though.
Okay.
Like, I want to come over here.
Where 2 is?
Oh, 2 is there.
Yep.
And 2. And 2 is being attacked by the.
A spectral
Wait.
coin.
Are these 5-foot squares?
They are. They should be, he said, double checking. Yep.
So
There.
quick question. I have the Warcaster feat. I can use my reaction to make an opportunity attack to cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action and targets only that creature. Does spiritual weapon count as that, or what does it have to be casting a separate spell?
I would allow it.
Okay.
I would allow it. That makes sense.
Okay. So I can make opportunity attacks with my spiritual weapon if I have a reaction.
Right. I'm sure someone will say no, but in the spirit of it, we're going to go with the spirit rather than the letter of the law. Meanwhile,
I'm okay with this.
what exactly is Lorelei doing?
What does dash allow me to do?
Make your move twice. So rather than attacking, you would move, and then you can move again instead of taking another action.
Okay, so it doesn't let me move and then attack.
No, you can always move and attack.
How far can I move and attack?
30 feet, so pretty much anywhere in the tower.
Shoot.
He said, checking the distances around.
Cool. I want to go here and attack that priestess.
Just shove your way through there.
Yep.
Okay.
Which I know will provoke an opportunity from number 2, and I don't care.
Or you can push your way past the blinded one.
Oh,
That would probably be the smarter move.
I didn't know I could do that.
Yep.
I will do that.
We'll do that.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Lovely.
She flails at you as
Swords
you
out.
pass and definitely doesn't see what happened. Go ahead and make
Swords
your,
out.
and then as she is blinded, attack rolls against the creature have advantage. So you get to roll twice. Go in bed.
2 questions.
2 questions.
Number 1. What?
Okay. Cool beans. What happened? Wow.
11 with the short sword and a 23 with the dagger.
Okay. Reroll your short sword. And then you get to roll lots of damage. Jeez. Hold on. Let me look at your character.
Man,
You know what?
it's-
Push the damage buttons.
Push the button.
Just push them. I mean,
I'm pushing the
I just
button.
want to see how much damage you put on the table. And then don't forget your sneak attack, because you have
I need-
advantage.
Wait, I must scroll.
Although I think
only one.
Do I
per
get to
turn.
hit sneak attack once or twice?
once.
Only once per turn.
Once per turn. So that's a total of 18 damage.
Yikes.
Yeah, considering she started this combat at 27.
And took 20 immediately.
Yeah, and then took 20 immediately.
Jeez, you really had her number, didn't you?
I don't
Yoink.
like this chick.
Yoink.
She's not my friend.
Yeah, Bane's not one of the good ones.
Yep, and she is officially outsies. Bonk.
Nice.
Yeah.
Definitely toast.
Giant nasty hand me.
Oh, yeah, and that means this is also gone now. Bink.
Yay.
Alrighty. Number 2 is going to jump down onto the stairs. And start to run.
Yep.
Down the stairs and out.
That checks out.
And what?
Oh, I just said that checks out.
Yep.
I'm good, thanks.
Lona has an action.
Hey, I'm going to rage. And then I can't see what number it is, but the guy in front of me here
Number
gonna
one.
get a great I can't see what number.
Yep.
But the guy in front of me, he's gonna get a great X to the face, hopefully. With luck.
Well, you have advantage. He's blinded. Don't need advantage. You hit him.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
And then I think I add 2. Yep.
For a
So
total of
7.
7. Yep, that takes care of that.
That'll be my turn.
Lona drops another. And let's see. Chrysanthemum has an action.
Okay. So there's only one.
You can chase number 2 that took off down the stairs. Or you can take out number 4, which is your call.
Um.
Oh, how badly do you want to make sure there are none left living?
Let's see. I'll go after number 2
Okay. With what?
with a bloodied. Do I have the range to move my spiritual weapon, or is she too? Are they too far away for that?
You can totally get there.
I'll get there with my spiritual spinning star then.
Okay. You don't need to reroll. That'll hit. Give me damage.
Okay.
He's already been wounded once, and he's out. Dramir, what you doing?
So we got number 4 left.
No. Four's gone too.
Oh, sorry.
Four's out.
With that, it looks like pretty much everything's all sorted. Although number 2 ran, as I remember. Let's see if I can't chase him and see what I can do about that.
Okay.
What's my speed? Did I take the thing that made me faster?
The important question.
I did. 30 foot.
Okay.
And then probably 60 total with a cunning action.
Okay. Taking your
He's
dash.
the last one left, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Am I
so
able
you-
to?
You would come down the stairs and see him hanging out the door into the first vestibule.
All right. Am I able to melee range, or do I have to range attack?
Or you'd have to range attack.
All right, then I will.
Okay,
Let's
step
try.
up into the doorway. Take your shot.
Yeah, let's try a dagger.
Fair enough.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will definitely hit.
For 16 points of damage.
Yeah.
Hashtag rogue things. Actually, I might not get sneak attack.
I don't think you do.
I don't get sneak attack. 7 points of damage.
Yeah, he goes down.
Fair enough. Ooh, got lucky on that one.
Flank. And you're left in a quiet, very quiet, subtle, darkish tower.
I am going to retrieve the body and bring it upstairs with the rest of them.
I imagine our dude by the hearth is pretty freaked out right now.
I mean, if he's away.
If he's awake.
He is.
Okay. Do we want to bring him up with us?
Wait. That dude by the hearth, he's still out.
The
I
dude-
thought you meant the
oh,
dude
he's
that
out.
was tied to the floor.
Oh, no. No, I meant the guy that we encountered earlier.
Yeah, he's still out.
Okay. Cool.
He's still very much out.
Couldn't hurt to bring him up though, just to see what he knows.
Yeah.
I get up to the top and drop the other body down and say, got him.
Nicely done.
Good work.
Turning my attention to the shackled individual. Yeah, I guess see if there's a key nearby on somebody, maybe the priestess.
You can
I'm
do
searching the priestess.
that. In her robes, you do find a leather pouch
Nice.
that looks incredibly familiar.
Please tell me it's not
Oh.
full of coins.
It is not full of coins.
A
Hey, yeah.
Jackpot.
excellent.
Shake out what's in it onto the body.
Onto her body.
Oh yeah, I don't want to touch it. I don't know what it does. So
Yeah, I just
That's wise.
take a peek in there and see if I can spy a particular stone or a stone of which I don't actually know what it looks like.
A stone about the size of a shooter marble drops onto the corpse's chest. And for a moment, you see that instead of being like a pure gray tone, it's a collection of constantly moving colors.
Stone of many colors.
That is
seems,
fancy.
Seems to be like traveling in different directions through it. When you pick it up, finally, it actually morphs into a key for a moment in your hand and then warps back into a globe shape.
Oh,
That's it.
that's exciting.
I will drop it back into the bag and pull the drawstrings and kind of hold it at a distance. I feel like maybe I shouldn't touch this. This seems very magic. Here you go. I hand it to Lorelei.
snatch stuff.
I'm gonna help our friend here and see if I can't pop the locks or pop.
Maybe
the
we
shackles.
should put it in a different bag, not so recognizable, in case we get pickpocketed or something.
I dare someone to pick this pocket.
I mean, if they're handsome enough,
Well, there's
get a pretty enough guy. Then,
Honestly, just after a couple drinks,
promise to behave.
everybody's gonna pick the pocket.
I promise to behave until we have resolved this issue.
okay.
Unless maybe Raylana wants to hold it because that seems like a safe option.
No, I'm all for your pocket. That's great.
So,
Paul, you feel like we should just step out for a while?
I mean, it might be the courteous thing to do.
Yeah.
you could have stored it in your pocket, but you
This is
chose
true.
not to.
Hey.
I'm going to refrain from making several jokes here.
It's okay. They've already run through my brain.
Yep.
Anyhow,
In terms of sleight of hand, would that be the skill to use for picking the locks on the dude? Oh no, I have thieves tools. So
You have plenty of time
okay.
to get them undone. Plus, a little more searching will find a key
yeah, so let's do that.
on a moth, and you can pick them there.
But this is a guy that happens
Yes.
to be shackled.
He's dressed kind of like middle classish clothes. And hey, Asaki.
So as I'm searching the bodies for a key, I'll say. So I imagine this isn't a normal. I guess it's like let's say it's Thursday. I'm guessing this isn't a normal Thursday for you.
No, she was trying to take over my paper.
Your
For what now?
Shan
paper?
Shan Qian. I publish the what is it called? The Targ. It's a broadsheet.
Why would she want that?
Something about controlling the flow of information in the city.
Say the Targe, as in like the shield.
Yes. Yes, we have a bit of a reputation for being a little forward in our statements on certain issues, political and otherwise.
It's always good to have some healthy political discourse there.
Chrysanthemum will remember this is one of the papers you don't let into the Troll Skull because nothing in it is kind. It is column after column of rants and profanity-laden rages. There's even a review of Troll Skull in there.
How dare they?
Unfavorable, I assume.
Oh, yes. Yes. Now, the good news, it's like everything else. They just hate everything.
I mean, it's important to have a consistent message, even if that message is not helpful.
Really, any press is better than no press. So.
In any case, though, happy to unshackle him and say, was this... do you have any idea what her plans were? Or was she just trying to put in a good word for herself or something?
We hadn't quite gotten that far. I only caught glimpses of the conversation as they were chaining me down for whatever ritual they're trying. I must thank you for that. You seem familiar. Do you own an establishment in town?
Yes, actually. Troll Skull Manor.
Oh, God, that dive. I'm sorry. I mean, that fine establishment that I wouldn't be caught dead in. I mean, that I would happily go to for a wake if someone died and we needed to go somewhere that was absolutely horrendously overpriced. I mean, fairly priced for the current market conditions.
I look at Dramir. Is it too late to put him back on the table?
Drumil will do his best to maintain to not crack the smile that.
I've just got the biggest stink face and just glaring at this guy.
But perhaps we shall print a retraction. We will clarify our position as being editorial in nature, and that a proper review is pending, hiring someone willing to taste your food.
I think that's the least you can do.
I'd rather have a future favor.
I mean, I wouldn't want to impede your artistic, journalistic integrity. But...
Oh, good. Then I'll be on my way.
Right. Well, I guess stay away from any Bay Knights. They're not one of the good ones.
Right. I've heard such things. I'll be on my way then. We're good.
Yeah, I don't actually.
Oh, no, we're not good. We'll speak again.
Excellent. And he starts to, and you hear as he gets down the stairs. Oh, good evening to you, sir.
Oh,
and then
great.
he shuffles out.
Yeah, I'll peek downstairs. Is that guy unconscious still?
No. But there is a very tall, slender figure in black and blue robes standing at the top of the stairs that spiral down into the cellar.
Uh-oh.
Are there any windows up here?
There are the arrow slits.
That's not.
Yeah, it occurs to me. I pop back really quick, hoping that he hasn't seen me. Seems we've got a friend downstairs, and it occurs to me that we have exactly everything we need. He says, looking around. Having said that, I'm not sure there's a particular way out of here without.
Well, the roof is
demolition.
Wood shingles, right? Are we right at the roof?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, up the center pole, and then you could probably, I don't know, break the roof
Smash
out.
I mean, we might have an axe. I don't know if
Could
the axe
do
is
that.
allowed to be used.
I mean, there's 4 of us and one of him, so.
We could also send Lorelei out the window with the stone, just in case.
Well, there's not a.
Glad you finished that sentence. We could just send Lorelei out the window.
I don't know that we
With the
could.
stone, of course.
There's arrow slits and.
No, we would-
Oh, okay, I
We could
gotcha.
create a hole in the roof, though.
Oh, I mean, we could. That's
Is there anything we can? We looking around quickly. Is there anything we could like maybe stack on top of stuff to give
Oh yeah.
Raylona some access to the roof and the ability to cut it open, maybe?
Sure. Yeah, you could climb up there and pop a hole in the roof.
Seems like maybe a wise choice. Granted, we are 2 stories at that point off the ground.
Yeah.
So landing somewhere might have to be on a neighboring roof or something. But important to have our options open.
Yeah.
Lorelei, you don't happen to have, say, a bunch of ball bearings or caltrops, do you?
No, but we do have acolyte robes that you might be able to fit into.
Oh, that could work too.
an interesting thought.
I imagine if we're gonna do something, we're gonna have to do it quickly.
Yes.
What is this span-like thing on the top of the tower? Like that it shows. Is that like a?
There.
No. What's this out
Oh,
here?
is that the?
Oh, that's the roof of the outbuilding.
So I could
Yeah.
just go out
Right
the roof
there.
of this building onto the outbuilding roof,
And then down.
and then down.
Yep.
Okay. Would you like me to take that route and get this stone out of here?
Probably.
And then
Seems like
maybe call the watch on the Bane monsters that attacked me?
not a bad idea.
And so
Let's
Lorelei
split the party.
Lorelei had shimmies up the center column, chips away at a couple of the shingles, snow trickles down as she goes, and she's off into the night. While she's prepping this, what are the other 3 of you doing? As you hear a voice from below, "Come now, Amath, don't keep me waiting. It's about time I got my hands on that precious little bauble."
Ooh.
Drumir's going to wait at the back of, as the stairs come up, there's the little slit in the ground.
Mhm.
He's going to wait at the top of that. So like if someone comes up the stairs proper, they have their back turned to him. He's going to
Okay.
ready let's try another, whatchamacallit, color spray.
Okay.
Actually, when like over here.
Actually, I had it backwards, so I'm fixing it now.
Oh,
I'm
right
gonna-
you are.
Yes, I am. Yep.
Yeah, the arrow is super weird.
I
Does the-
know.
Yeah.
I know. It's very frustrating.
So are we waiting for him to come up and
Drumir hasn't thought that far ahead.
okay, I'm gonna grab see if I can like grab one of the robes off one of the dead acolytes and then just
Mhm.
kind of like wrap myself in it and lay on the ground like I'm
Like you've been
Smart.
knocked out.
and I'm gonna like take can I put my spiritual weapon like under the cloak with me, but ready to
Sure.
shoot it out? Okay,
How long
I'm
does it
gonna
last?
then like crumple on the ground, but like ready for action.
Okay. What's Raylona doing?
I'm gonna look at Chrysanthemum and then I'm gonna look at Drumir, both of whom are doing 2 very different things, and kind of eye the hole I made in the ceiling, realizing that's probably not going to be used.
Well, that's Lorelei already went out it.
Oh, okay.
So
it
it got
was
used.
Well used.
You've got a
So
few.
we sent Lorelei out. I'm gonna like whisper like put on a robe to like cover like
Raylona's gonna do her best to shimmy herself into a robe and lay on the floor.
All right. I need performance checks from both of you.
Oh shit.
okay. You
To
could
put-
also just like stand in a corner with your axe or whatever ready.
A 5.
I'm the best corpse you've ever seen.
Yes.
At least I think so.
You are convinced that you are a very good corpse.
Trust me, I know corpses.
Do you want to re-roll that 5?
Am I allowed to? Do you guys want me to?
I'd
Fine
say
by
go
me.
for it.
Could be worse, guys.
It's like when you're like, everybody look natural, and somebody's like,
Statistically, it's more likely to be better.
It was better.
I'm not wrong.
You weren't wrong.
Like Chrysanthemum's like, no, you gotta look dead. And I'm like, oh.
I mean, we're not necessarily trying to fool anybody. We're just trying to be like not the first thing he sees when he comes out the door. I don't know.
Right.
When I hit the ground, I'm just gonna start screaming bloody murder and running down the street.
Okay. That there's something going on at the old tower?
Yes.
All right. That's not fair. It doesn't take you long, time-wise, to get a couple of watchmen to get their attention and head towards the old tower to investigate what it is you're claiming has happened.
I also wanted to start immediately so that maybe I would distract the person at the bottom of the stairs to maybe think we should get out of there because I'm calling the watch from outside his door. Anyway, that's
excellent.
The
Oh, yes. Those who are at the tower can hear the screaming, and you hear the regal voice say, oh, "You find out why she's screaming." And you remember the guy you left tied up down below. And you watch as a robed figure begins to ascend the stairs towards you, up into the upstairs.
Right into a color spray.
And
Actually, I guess I would.
I guess
I'd
you see his long black hair, you're like, boom. Okay. Let's see.
Well, I mean, that would kind of invalidate their disguise work.
Oh, no.
Don't I?
You were holding action, man. You were ready.
I mean, yeah. I don't want to incentivize them from doing fun stuff. I wouldn't mind waiting until he realizes something is amiss.
Okay.
But I'll leave that to you.
Well, and I think under the circumstances, too, Jameer might say, you know what, I'm just going to take advantage of the situation. He's right there. He's coming up the stairs. I'm going to get him while I can. You pop out the color spray, and without even turning, he puts a hand up in the air, clenches his fist, and all of your glitter disappears into his clenched fist as he counterspells it.
Oh, no.
Snap.
Oh.
Well, that's no good. It drew me for a very thick pause as he goes, oh.
I've come for my stone that my acolytes have created. I hope you are not going to get in my way.
No, sir. I'll take a step back.
Now oh dear. He comes up around the corner. And we've got our people half hiding, and this is over out of sight. This dude is gone. There are bodies everywhere. Tell me you did not already search the bodies.
I just very much technically yes, I did.
Oh, good. Which of you has it then? That's the only one I need to kill.
Technically that would not be me.
And which would it be? The big half-elf there?
Not her, no.
Then whom?
Someone who is not here
Good.
at present.
Then I'll just kill both of you and we'll be done with it.
Can
I'm
Raylona
suspecting you
stand
should
up at that point?
Totally.
All right. I am no longer playing dead. I know it was very convincing, but
Yeah.
Hit him.
Them's fighting words, so
As you turn to look at him, give me a quick intelligence check.
Okay.
Or history.
probably would be about the same if I did history.
There are stories of archmages. One named Manshun, who was once leader of, like, deeply connected to the Zentarium, known throughout Waterdeep for his dark power. If this dude ain't him, sure looks a lot like we would.
That sounds good.
Van Guilty, thank you for that. That actually got them up over the hump to get that full information. Now, everyone said Von Schoon's supposed to be dead. But
Von Schoon or
Manshun. Manshun should be dead. But that didn't mean that there aren't copies of him around.
It's been dead
Romancers, man,
before.
every time. Every time. Yeah, so I suspect that combat is breaking forth.
No,
Has immediately threatened me.
I would just love to know what y'all are doing with that information.
Well, he did just say he was going to kill both of us.
Yes.
Um,
Is
I'll say
Arwen?
his name. Does he react to his name at all?
Oh, good. My reputation precedes me. I'll kill you second.
Good to know. Bought myself another round.
that's
Oh no.
yeah.
He turns to Dramir. He's like, something simple for someone little like you. And you watch as he starts to pull up a collection of lightning energy between his hands.
If possible, I would love to get the fuck out of here.
Just jump down the stairs.
just dive down the stairs.
Okay. No problem. Give me a quick dex check. Or dex
Sure.
save.
Let's see how lucky we are today. Hey, real
Jeez,
lucky.
Natural
There we go.
20.
Natural 20 for 25.
Yeah. Yeah. You just
The self-preservation instincts kick in and he is out of there.
he is out of there. All right, down and out. So the guy standing right here, really is like right about there. There's Chrysanthemum.
Appreciate that you've made a skull token for him. That's
Is-
very
yeah.
ominous.
What exactly is Chrysanthemum doing through all of this?
Well, I was just like playing possum, waiting to see what happens. Like if he hasn't noticed me.
Right now, he's electrifying the wall behind where Dramir was standing.
Okay.
You've got an opportunity if you want to take it.
So talking's a free action, right?
Talking's a free action.
And I assume I'm still near the hole in the ceiling.
You're near the chimney.
That's a hole in the
That's
ceiling.
a hole in the
I mean,
ceiling.
it is. I was gonna tell Chrysanthemum to come over so I could boost her up, but I don't think she's gonna go up the chimney very well. Not in armor.
She's
No.
got a better shot at getting down the stairs from where she's at.
Yeah, if you can bolt like
Up the chimney.
up
You can
the
reverse
chimney.
Santa Claus it.
I don't know. The real one is gonna. I mean,
Okay. Which direction is he facing? Is he facing?
He is currently facing right. Stupid pen. No, not that. That. You have time to think until I actually click on. There. Man, my pen tablet really ticks me off sometimes. There. Ugh. There's a lightning bolt right there.
Okay, so I'm guessing that's like where his line of sight is.
Yep.
So
I
I'm
see
gonna
the
like
chimney.
I'm gonna like part my robes just a tiny bit, and I'm gonna catch Verlona's eye and point to her, and then up up towards the roof, which like either trying to tell her either go up the hole you made or up the chimney, whatever's quickest. And then I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy and just like scream as loud as I can, just shriek, and then make a break for the stairs.
Roll performance.
Scream and run. It's always a good answer.
Scream and run 10 times as loud as normal. Performance. Okay.
Reroll that. I don't know. I'm game. Anybody else let her for reroll?
Maybe save that for your athletics check.
Thanks.
You make a screeching run towards the stairs.
And then,
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Are we in? Does this count as initiative? Because I can use my bonus attack to throw my star at him on my way out the door.
Oh, absolutely. You can a bonus action the star to attack him. He will burn
Okay,
another
I'm gonna
spell
just,
slot to counterspell it.
Okay, well, that doesn't. It was already. I already used the spell slot to cast it. So
Yeah.
if I can
It
just
only
like
has, like, a
distract
minute,
him
but-
with chaos.
Oh yeah, he'll go, oh, novel, and he'll actually grab it out of the air and then sort of like crunch it between his hands. And Rolina watches briefly as she's thinking what to do, and a little butterfly flutters out when he's done.
I'm
Just
briefly impressed. As I'm hauling ass towards the stairs.
You take a moment to look over your shoulder and go, and down the stairs.
On the stairs.
What's Rolina's plan for getting out of here now?
great. I guess I'm going up the chimney.
Athletics check, please.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Either one.
Athletics.
Athletics. It's very athletics. It's climbing.
No.
12.
What
That
do you
will.
think? Should we reuse
Oh, it's
it?
a
or-
7. I thought it was a 1.
Oh,
12. Yeah, that'll work.
I mean,
that'll
12's
work.
still not great, but
12's not great. Yeah, as you guys are running down the stairs and heading out, you hear this shaking, and Rilona will watch as a large section of the chimney below her is blown out and away from the tower.
oh. That's not good.
sure it's fine, guys.
Give me
Is-
one. Give me another one to see if you can get out of there before he completely takes the chimney off the building.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Okay.
Good enough.
Rilona pulls herself out the top of the chimney, drops onto the roof, and you watch as the chimney just collapses off the building. As a massive glowing fist comes flying out through it. Which, yeah, you may recognize, by the way, the Bigby's hand put to a creative use.
That's a good one.
Bigby's hand. That's such a wonderful spell. My favorite cartoon still is, well, we're not sure what it does. Either it allows the user to cast Bigby hand spells at will, or it's a +5 back scratcher.
Thanks, Polly, for being on that reroll.
Polly's got your back. He's waiting to see if you need it.
Appreciate it.
About now, multiple members of the guard are starting to form a small perimeter that you are able to slip past, and none of them seem willing to move in.
Strange.
Do not blame them.
There's a bit of a one of them's like, "Are you okay, madam? Are you okay?" As you come running out of there. But for the most part, there's a lot of so do we?
Oh, looking around like, I don't know, that sounds like a lot of paperwork.
If you linger long enough, 2 griffins will land on the outbuilding, and their riders will be the ones to go investigate. And they'll report that the tower is oddly empty, except for a collection of corpses.
I love the idea that the griffins are wearing little pendants that flash blue and red.
Boop, 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 boop. No, it's not that good. And you make it out into
Booking
the night.
it seems like the wisest choice. Let's get the fuck out of here.
You reconnoiter back at the inn.
Oh boy. Woo.
Chickadee's gonna order a round of drinks.
That seems like a good idea. Yes. That's at least a round.
At
Definitely
least.
a round.
Is Lorelei there?
I would assume so.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
But-
that was an
I don't think
evening.
we should stay here. I think
That-
you spill a drink and we book it out of town. Where are we going with this thing? I don't want to stay in town. Not with that guy around.
That is a good question. Can I see it? I will attempt to figure out how it works.
It's going to take you a night's rest to attune to it.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
it is strong enough that it requires a good 4 to 6 hours of concentration, dedication, and meditation to truly understand its virtue. Now, it radiates the energy of an artifact. It wants to connect with someone.
Wow.
Arwen? You're muted.
I am muted.
You are muted.
I was gonna say, so maybe a hotel room for the night.
Yeah. Maybe in a nice part of town that has security.
There you go.
I mean, I
we've
don't know
been
how much
working
an
for a
archmage
while.
would
We
do,
can
but or would do against an archmage. But
more witnesses.
yeah, more people between him and us.
Well, and we've been working for a while. We could probably afford to spring for a night for one room for the four of us, and then just all kind of.
We certainly have earned it,
turns.
right?
Yeah, we've earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
We can
maybe a room
take
with some
turns
sort of like
watching.
shielding on it that would block the emanations of, say, I don't know, an artifact.
Wait, so that's an interesting question. Are we aware of any high-end hotels or inns that offer protection from magical scrying for the discerning individuals with extra coin?
You can definitely put some money towards that if you want to. There are such places.
Yeah, I mean, that might be worth the investment. Again, Archmage got me a little bit concerned here.
Yeah.
I would sleep better, for sure. Well, or at all. I might sleep, maybe.
Yeah, I think we can afford at least one night and shell out for spare no expense on the security.
Yeah, assuming we can afford that.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, within the limits of what we can afford.
I mean, we can consider it an investment,
Yes.
considering what this thing
In
might
our
lead
lives.
to. Well, that too.
That's a smart thought, honestly.
All right, you find it's not hard. You head up into the upper districts, find an inn with a reputation for a certain level of discretion, and pay some money, quietly inquire towards some additional protections on the room, and a gnome follows you up to the room and makes several arcane gestures in the air. You watch as the walls begin to radiate with runes that sort of blend into the paneling. And he bows at you and makes his way back down the stairs, leaving you alone. You each grab a spot to put yourselves down and take a few bites of the bread and cheese they've offered to your room. Drumir sits down. I mean, who's attuning? Who's taking it on?
I mean, as a sort of purveyor of the arcane arts, I wouldn't mind. I took I got a minor in magic. It's
I'm fine with
mostly
Drumir
illusion
doing it.
stuff.
Am I under the magical objects?
I'm utterly clueless.
Yeah, Raylona's. Forget it.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Go for it.
All right.
All right. If my ears start to bleed, please take it away from me.
Just your ears.
I mean, if I start to bleed at all, let's just blanket that.
Drumir sits down, settles in, puts the stone in his hand, which it begins to mutate between shapes of, like, at one moment it's a pile of coins, another moment it's a full dragon, another moment it's a key, and Drumir sits there and spends hours absorbing, connecting, understanding. The remaining three of you eventually fall asleep throughout this, trying desperately to watch and observe and keep an eye, but failing against the fatigues and the energy of the previous few hours. You're woken by Drumir's deep-hearted, dwarven, tunnel-filling scream that he lets out into the room. As all three of you burst, he sits up upright quickly, looks at you, and says, "I know where the vault is." We're going to take a short water break. We'll see you back here in 5 minutes.
Of course.
Top your waters, top your poets. Take good care of your waitstaff. And even if the waitstaff is you, still take good care of them. You deserve it. We'll see you back here in 5. Go ahead and roll me a performance check. Maybe the dice are going to favor you at the moment.
Also,
Can't be an intimidation? I can't like intimidate the rhyme with my music. Okay.
No.
Well,
Can
I
we
thought I
do
would try.
It's an intimidation music.
Or
though.
I can't persuade them to not sing with my music. Okay.
What's up, Molly?
Can we do anything when we're singing, or is that like it takes up our whole action?
Oh, it doesn't.
Come on.
It doesn't. Oh, good lord. Yeah,
Finally.
I'm over here
I
trying.
finally can bard. Just
Yeah.
let me bard. I never get to bard. I'm always doing failing rolls when it comes to bard skills.
The bard
This
is
is the
being
first
a
time.
bard. You're barding when it's most important.
It's about time.
MVP.
Sweden is my lucky country.
No
All right.
kidding.
Yeah.
Beat you, they get to win.
Okay. I can handle that. It's a 40-cent bet to me.
Bet $5.
Table max. All right. 80-cent raise. Oh, this is going to make
80 cents. 80 cents is for fools, young lady.
Oh,
All of
jeez.
it.
I have-
480. Get out.
I can't wait to save these.
I
He's
have
out.
a king. I have a king. Get out. Yes. You were wondering if I had a king? I have a king.
Out.
Get out.
Out. Oh, she's going to go in. She
She's
doesn't
thinking
buy
about
it.
it.
She doesn't buy it.
Because she has a 4.
You think?
I think she has an ace 4.
Yep.
So here's the deal.
She's in.
Some would say, she's in!
Oh.
Does she have the other king?
Yes.
She has the other one?
Yep, but we have the 10. And we take that pot away from her.
Yep.
Maybe re-roll.
Yeah, re-roll it. Re-roll it. The birds are
Yeah.
important.
Everyone's
We
in
screwed
on the
these-
reroll.
I screwed these birds
Alright.
up earlier. We need
Come
a
on.
high roll.
We got this.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Oh no. Oh my.
So
Every time! I'm the bard who
Amazing.
does not want to be I'm really bad at being a bard.
That is amazing.
Worst bard ever.
Yikes.
The good news is, after this adventure, you can start taking levels of anything else.
Anything else? What the hell? Okay.
You're swinging again.
Oh man,
Oh,
this
this
guy.
guy's tough.
What's up with this guy?
He's
What? What? This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. All right, we're going. Let's go.
Okay.
And followed by the smite. Come on, Timber. We got this.
I mean, if he doesn't go down now, I don't know.
And
but
he finally drops.
Yes.
And is out of the scrap. Gets to the guy in the.
But there's a way to check if you really want to know. I'm intrigued. Cut your hand. Bleed in front of her.
Got it.
I mean, but if she's
Yeah, I didn't think I'd do it. I so did it. Smell it.
But like, she could not necessarily
So
be a
pause is right there.
vampire. Well, you're
She'd be
saying
like,
that she is a vampire, so. Or she's like possessed by one, or like
cutting her hand open.
Or like the
in the middle
leader.
of Strahd's domain.
Wait, her
Sounds
hand or
like-
my
not
hand? I
hers,
just cut
not
my hand
hers.
open.
Not
Sounds
hers.
like a
James.
fantastic idea. Oh.
I didn't have to cut my hand open. We need to cut her hand open.
Oh.
No.
Come here, girl. Come
Oh,
on.
no, you
I'm
mean to
already
say-
bleeding.
James just like waving his bloody hand in
Like, come
Irina's
on.
face.
Having taken a holy order of some kind and other oaths.
I'm thinking like an elven, like really.
That makes
Kung Fu Elfin Monk?
Kung Fu Elfin Monk. Okay.
Yes, that meditates a lot.
I can live with that.
Because elves don't have to sleep as much, so totally right.
I feel like we should not be meddling anyway. If there's someone killing someone else, it might be for a good reason. You don't know.
Oh my.
That got dark. Wow.
We have killed lots of people.
For various and sometimes no good reason. Yeah, she's not wrong. Oh, good lord, we're murder
I'm not
hobos.
one to judge, okay?
Am I to conclude the party is going to enter into the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Way.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. Like, do we think it's going to follow us?
Yeah.
I'm sure it will.
Run it? Yeah, I was gonna say, can we outrun it, or is it like something that's just gonna follow us no matter where we go?
I don't think we can outrun it. I mean, it's not going to come any closer for a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna have to fight
Well,
it.
we could take shelter in the smoldering ruins, right? Because
I don't know if that's gonna help.
We
It's
don't
probably
know
just-
what's in the smoldering ruins.
Well, it couldn't be any worse than this.
We could
Oh
come
yes,
across-
it could.
We could come across like another giant creature, and then we're fighting two at the same time. And then
But
it's
it
terrible.
could be like Godzilla versus King Kong. So if we run into something even nastier, maybe it won't want to eat us. It'll go after the other thing because they're legends and they have to fight. That's how that works.
No, or they team up against us.
You've had a very fortunate life, haven't you?
We're back live again after that mini experiment that did not work.
Oh no.
And Snorhog. Oh my god, I only got a sub for Grogu. Thank you. As we come back from our break, I appreciate that. That means a lot. It's the first time I've seen Molly say we shouldn't be meddling. Yes, that particular clip was Ember justifying why they weren't going to investigate the sound of someone getting murdered. If I
Sounds
recall,
like someone else's business.
If I recall correctly, she also had the comment of like, well, maybe they're being murdered for a good reason.
There's always a good reason.
Is it really our place? It was definitely one of those like, really, guys?
Let's not get involved.
Okay, so as we come back from the break, and you don't know. Although the winner of all sounds is from a different one of the clips, which was I think it was that one, which was Linarius's "Oh My," which was literally the perfect "Oh My" I've ever heard in person. Anyway, so we've come back from the break. The party has gotten their hands on the stone. Drumir is attuned to it, and you know exactly where to find it. And thank you for the subscription. We're glad to have you here. We appreciate that. It does. It helps keep the light on, helps keep the games going, and it makes everything that you see here possible, little by little. Anywho, as far as like where it's located, that's a little harder to pin down. You definitely know the directions to get there.
Where is there?
That's tricky. But you know how to get there. You head out from where you are and you start walking, and at a certain point you know you take a right.
All right, so I think I can navigate there. The real question is are we ready for this?
Are we ever going to be ready for this?
I mean,
apparently we are.
I mean, is there anything we can do? Maybe. I'm just trying to think about that Archmage again. See, hopefully he won't be able to follow us. But I don't really know enough about magic to really account for that. And anyone we ask about it might become wildly suspicious. So, what do you guys think?
Trying to think.
Honestly, I think we should just go for it. Get there
Seize
before
the
he
element
does.
Of surprise.
Yep.
Not a bad idea.
Perfectly reasonable decision.
Could work.
You make your way through the early morning light The snow, been a fresh couple of inches of snow have come down over the evening hours, leaving everything with that nice, almost pure look to it. It hasn't had time for people's boots to kick up the dirt into it. Everything's got that pristine white look. You continue to make your way left and right through the town and eventually find yourselves at the entrance to the City of the Dead, a public park dotted with mausoleums.
Of course we do.
I mean, it's a good thing we have a cleric, right?
As you approach the gates, following Dramir's immediate directions, you notice as two of the city watch are taking their positions at the main gates and unlocking them.
And you said it's a public park?
Mm-hmm. They have a long conversation with a gentleman who's coming out of the park at the same time. He looks tired. His helmet is under one arm. He has a long, thin, white beard that comes down. It's got a little knot at the bottom of it, and his mustache comes down almost equal in length. And they exchange multiple words with each other before he gives like an aged stretch with a yawn. And the two younger guards give him you take care of yourself kind of look with a little bit of a, I don't know why a guy this old is hanging around, takes the night shift kind of attitude. And he starts to walk away from the cemetery without much other fanfare. Chrysanthemum will notice that he's also wearing on his chest piece as well as his cape the mark of Kelimvor, the god of the dead.
Username checks out.
I'm remembering correctly, Kelimvor is like not an evil undead or not an evil god of death, more like neutral, which is refreshing for the Forgotten Realms because the previous couple have been pretty evil, if I remember.
Yeah, it's death comes for us all. What's the big deal?
It's a fact of life. It's
just part of it.
It's just a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just kind of like nod respectfully on my way over.
He'll nod as well in your direction and make a kind gesture. You could tell he's definitely got a few miles on the old chassis there, but he seems like he's with it enough. If you catch him when he's not half asleep after a full night's work,
he can handle himself.
Mm-hmm. The park is open. The guards won't stop you from going in, but they will ask as you approach. They do see as you come up, and one of them has a stack of papers that he's trying to get the ink pot defrozen from. And good morning to you. To whom are you paying your respects today?
So Drumir's mind races to think of a semi-famous or someone of note, perhaps to the city, who is interred here or might be interred here.
Sounds like a history check.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. The owner of the
of Troll Skull.
place, Troll Skull.
Oh, there we go.
That's a good idea.
That's
We're all muttering among themselves. Or like
Sophia Starcross.
Who are we here to see? Who are we here to see? Who are we here to see? It's like, oh.
I blurt out the name. I'm assuming I would know it.
Sophia Starcross.
Ghost.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, tragic affair, that. Tragic affair.
Really was.
Yes, well, if you'd sign the register here then, and he puts it down, he kind of chisels a few more times with the quill and the ink pot. Ought to be enough for you.
Drumir is going to... Yeah. Yeah, not a bad idea. Does he seem to take that?
Oh. Hang on. Chisel, lick. Chisel. What was your name again, sir?
Oh, that was Lorelei.
No, he's not taking the X. Madam, your name?
Jezebel. Wolf Rider.
Oh, Of the Wolf Riders, yes, of course. Dang. That's a long name. And he looks down the halfling. Yours is short, isn't it?
It is.
What is it again?
Janie.
And he takes each of your fake names down into the register without too much of a second thought.
Perfect. That's the kind of thought we want with fake names.
No, we wouldn't. We look
Not a
totally
second.
legitimate.
Yeah.
Excellent. Forward, and let's see where this stone's knowledge takes me.
As you immediately as you step in, you know the direction to go is to the massive tree in the far corner of the cemetery from where you've entered.
Head in that direction.
You make your way over there, and as you approach the mausoleum, which is a freestanding structure on its own, the tree beside it turns to regard you, and a massive branch drops across in front of the door. Only those of the Brandath blood are welcome here. Begone.
Brandath blood. Does that name ring any bells? Is that like a well-known
You can
family
give
or
me an
something?
investigation check if you want to go look around. If you want to rack your brain.
Sure.
What was the name of? It was Neverember. Was who we thought was connected to this.
10 is good enough. Brandath would be the name of Lord Neverember's wife pre-marriage.
Oh.
Ooh.
Great.
Okay.
Well, okay, I suppose we have two options here. He did mention blood specifically, which might complicate things, but we could see if we could find one of the Brandaths nearby and perhaps under more less obvious times, come back and procure a relevant key. Or perhaps we could find one Rainier, Neverember, and see if he is
Call in a
interested
favor.
in helping us out.
That sounds like a plan.
I mean, we'd have to cut him in.
Right. Sure. But there should be plenty.
Yeah.
If the
Right,
legend is
but then
true.
there'd be less for us.
As opposed to none for us if we can't even get in.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
surely a little bit of elbow grease on one of these locations.
I mean, we could
I'm talking about
try
grave
that
robbing,
first.
if I'm not being clear about that.
It's a tree, so we're just gonna give up because of a tree?
I take a look at the tree and I take a look back at her and I say, kinda. You see the size of that thing? You never
See
trust
the
a
size
tree.
of this one with her axe? Tree axe?
Yeah, but it's a magical tree. Maybe, probably.
This is true. The tree did reach down at us
and talk to us. I
And I'm
don't
open
know
to
that it would
suggestions.
react well to just trying to smash it.
Liz, go ahead and roll me Lorelei's survival check, please.
I don't know where that is. I'm sorry.
Survival, it's down your skill list. It would be at the bottom
There
of
it
it.
is. Oh yeah, that's just not good. That's not good.
Well, you never know. You guys have had some crazy good. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, we're back to normal.
We're back to the it's just a tree. Why don't
It's
we
a
just
tree.
kill it?
It's fine. fine. What's
Just
beyond
kill the tree.
Ash cut to everyone
Can't we
being
just dodge?
thrown from the park bodily.
I know, right? Let's just
Forget Lord of the
if-
Rings. Have you seen Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Oh gosh.
The Whomping
Run
Willow.
fast.
If you all want to go, I will go with you.
I mean, you want to
Feel
try.
a little silly running away from a tree.
I'm gonna look at Lorelai and say, "You want to give it a shot?"
I'm not the one with the axe. What's beyond the tree?
The mausoleum, where we are being led to believe is 500,000.
Is there a back
dragons.
door?
Somebody gave us a reroll.
Can I walk around the back?
With the request that the next field roll needs to be role played effectively. All right, reroll your survival check. Let's see how it goes. It's an interesting use of the chat's reroll.
It's exactly the same.
So Lorelai, let's make something pointedly clear here. The only thing between you and 500,000 gold coins is a tree.
I gotta at least go around the back and see. I'm gonna try to walk around the back side of the mausoleum.
Okay. That's fair. It is a stone structure with but one entrance. It is not designed to be slipped into. The tree is mostly focused on the pathway. You almost have that moment where you wonder if it has a vital organ you can stab. Because maybe you could just take it out.
How big is this tree?
Pretty good sized tree.
Can I get on the roof of the mausoleum?
Sure.
All right. I want to get on the roof of the mausoleum.
We're definitely getting thrown out of the park.
On that kind of like a. Is it? What's the roof? Flat or
Flat? It's flat. Steel
Okay,
slabs and
I'm gonna-
stone.
Scurry across the top, drop down in the front, and try to open the door really quick. It's a tree.
Let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Tree twice. It's just a freaking tree with a.
Only a tree.
Chrysanthemum's gonna take like a couple steps back and just watch.
Yeah, all of you watch as Lorelai swings her legs over the front of the mausoleum and drops in front of it. Yeah, okay. Didn't really plan for that.
It's D&D, baby. We're
me
gonna think up everything that you didn't
are
think.
clearly
my role. This is my role. My role says infantry.
Yeah.
Perfect. I wouldn't do it any other way.
So
Wouldn't have it
there's that, and there's oh wow, there's that. Yeah, okay.
Good thing we have a cleric, right?
It is a really good thing we have a cleric, because the treant sees where Lorelai is, and then she like grabs onto the gate and pushes it open.
Does open
Its
though.
branch comes down on top of her and throws her back towards you. And she rolls through the slides through the snow, tumbling. So that's four.
Can I roll athletics to fall well?
Yes, roll your athletics to fall well.
Oh, acrobatics.
Yes, you roll anything. Just roll high.
Roll something to
Roll
not die.
anything.
Roll something,
Just
just-
roll high.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
I'm not smart.
This is
but I
where we
can
need to
roll.
hear the number of dice. Well, okay. So, yeah. Well, I can do that for you. Here, let me actually grab Lorelai's character sheet.
Uh-oh.
And I'll roll damage for the Ent, who hit with both slam attacks.
Thanks.
No problem. It's not my fault. It was dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is
I
that
heard
right?
4 and he kept going.
Yeah, I suspect it's a couple more than that.
That's never good.
So, yeah, that would be
46, 66.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh.
Oh,
boy.
jeez.
Yeah, but that's not counting the
Holy.
plus 12 base.
I was gonna say plus
Oh
stray.
my goodness.
Oh.
Haste.
Lorelei goes sliding through the snow, and Chrysanthemum rushes over there, and there's just like Lorelei has never actually seen the tweeting birds before, but now she's pretty sure she knows what the tweeting birds around the head looks like.
Yeah, that was all
The
of your hit
light.
points.
Go toward the light.
Yes,
Literally all of them.
Yeah, Chrysanthemum applies some first aid immediately, and you hear the voice boom behind you again. Only those of the Brandeth blood are welcome here. Be gone.
I'm guessing we're not going to be able to slip by.
Yeah, and I'm guessing even if we tried attacking the tree, it's not going to take much. For the
Ilona's
tree
just going to
defend
turn
itself.
around.
She knows a tough fight when she sees
I've got
one.
good survival instincts.
Got good
This isn't
survival
happening.
instincts.
It's like, nope.
So, let's say we
Ilona just
find
sort of puts Lorelei over her shoulder. It's like, okay.
Let's go. Need way more than one drink for this.
a good friend.
So what's your plan now as you get Lorelei back up again? Spend a couple of slots to wake her up.
So I think maybe we should try and find Rainier Neverember.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
He is someone who would be welcome. Hopefully the rest of us are, but either way, I'm sure he'd be willing to, cut us into a fair amount of that, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to find it.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess
We could also,
Yep.
I don't know, do we want him to know where it is? Because we could offer to lead him there blindfolded. If we like, do we want him to know the location? Or we could just say, hey, we know where it is. We need you to help us get in. So we're holding some of the cards, but like this,
Well,
we don't have to give him everything.
We definitely have the location and we have the stone.
Right.
And
Probably
we're going
gonna
to
recognize that. No, he's probably going to recognize where he is though once we take the blindfold off and it's
right.
Well, not if we get like
Inside.
there.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. I was
Yeah, I
like-
don't know.
I think that even if it is the case that he recognizes where it is, I'm sure we can convince him that the stone is a important component to this, even if it isn't. But yeah, let's find him first and then go from there. But I think convincing him to accompany us and splitting the reward, or the gold, I should say. I mean, it would be very suspicious for him to have that much money. Clearly,
True.
smaller amount than all of that would be much less suspicious. And I have the perfect collection of individuals who have helped acquire the necessary information that would be happy to take that amount of gold. But first, we got to find him. So I say we go to the Neverember household in the manor or whatever and inquire within. He noting that, like, we did save his life a couple weeks ago, I guess. So I'm sure he'd be happy to take our call.
Do we want to see him at his family house, or do we want to see if we can catch him at like because didn't we run into him at the Yawning portal? Do we want to catch him in a neutral location?
Oh yeah, I mean, if he's there, I had no other thought as to like how we could find him. That is a great idea.
Because I mean, if we show up and at his house, there's always the possibility that could go bad.
Yeah. No,
Or
I think
advantage.
Yawning portal is probably a good first start.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. We'll roll a couple of dice. Okay. That'll work. Yeah, actually, when you come into the Yawning portal, there's a group that's actually coming back up out of it. Looking a little worse for the wear, but not in too terrible of a shape.
Sorry, say that again.
There's a group coming up out of the portal. And people are, kind of money is being exchanged hands back and forth a few times. No. No. Still no. Oh, we'll definitely go with that. Sweet. And as you come into the bar and you look around, and eventually you spot that bright red mane of Number Umber, and he's like far off. He's a good distance away. If he had a wager on the party, he's not collecting on it yet. As you work your way over towards the table, you can see that he's leaning. He's standing but leaning with his elbows on it, talking to a very broad-shouldered woman with thick black hair and spiked shoulder pads on her shoulder armor. She's seated. She's got a tankard in one hand, and her other arm is resting on top of a massive axe. And you can tell she's telling some story as the tankard moves back and forth. And he is just absolutely hanging on every word she is saying.
Social etiquette suggests to me that perhaps we should wait a couple of minutes and see if this is something, observe them for a moment and see if this is like, if this is going somewhere for him or not. But either way, it's rude to interrupt. But
you observe for a few moments as she finishes the story, and he starts to tell one of his own, and she seems somewhat interested. And there's some back and forth. He's making progress, but it's slow. It's hard to tell if she's interested or not. He clearly is.
Okay, we could I wonder if we could help him embellish the story at all, or help boost his credibility and see if we can catch him in a better mood.
I like where your head's at.
What kind of, is there a way we can, he telling a story about himself? Can we probably be like, oh yeah, I was there. Can we
approach and see if we can overhear maybe?
He's trying to
if
talk
he's
about,
like, yes, this group could definitely.
He's trying to do a story about how he related. You caught the end of her story. It had something to do with some bandits that had made off with some things out of the mines. And he's trying to talk about a time that he was traveling with the family caravan that was also beset by rogues, and how his good leadership was what turned the tide against them as the guardsmen took them out. And there's a bit of you can tell she's like, yeah, so you stood there and told them what to do, and that, come on, you had to do more than that. And she kind of is throwing him a bone, and he's not really picking it up. And
I wish I had more performance or deception.
Well, just go for it. What's the worst that could happen?
All right. Raylona's going to come up.
Is Raylona really going to stop herself because she thinks she's bad at it?
That's true. It's true. All right. I'm going. Here we go. Raylona's going to come up and kind of slap him on the back and tell him to not be so shy. Tell him about how he got in there and took him down.
The woman, the dwarven woman looks at us, and you were there, Lassie?
Gonna pull out my axe and be like, I was more than there. I was part of the fight.
Can you? And this wee one was kicking the arse and taking the names, and
You wouldn't even believe it.
Performance or persuasion or deception. Roll something.
Okay. It's all the same. There's somebody come save me.
Done. Okay. It's passable. Intimidation.
Is Lorelai
call me a liar
at this point?
Lorelai is well within reach.
I'll jump in. Absolutely, we were all there. It was such a great brawl. You should have seen him.
A wee one like you was putting him down,
Of course.
No,
You know better than anyone. Size doesn't tell all of the story.
Yeah, but you look as skinny as the shaft on my axe here.
Quick,
But deft as a rapier blade, this one.
You telling me straight, kid? This is the real story. And she looks at Tremere. You wouldn't be lying to one like me, would you?
This one has.
Very persuasive.
Oh, yeah.
This one is very clever with a dagger. I would not want to meet her in a dark alley.
But nothing to this guy here. This guy, he might not look so scary, but that's where it's deceptive.
This wee one. And she points at Rainier. And now she's like locked onto Lorelei, and she's like, you keep telling me about what this boy did. And she actually reaches over the table, grabs Rainier by the collar, and pulls him into the chair next to her. And
He's
leans
quick as
on
lightning,
the
this
axe.
one. They never saw him coming. You should have seen. Precision like you've never seen before. Just 2 seconds and they were down. Then he's on to the next one like lightning. Fearless he is.
And you can see there's a twinkle as she looks at him, and he looks at her, and there's a moment that okay, she bought it. She puts her axe on the table. Right. I need to be visiting the privy for but a moment. None of you go knows wheres, and I'll be right back. And you, my friend, you stay right there next to my seat.
Nudge, nudge.
And she kind of makes her way off through the crowd. Rainier's like, okay, so what do I owe you? And can you get gone within the next 5 minutes?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just like grab Rainier's drink and just like while Dremere starts talking.
We need you to do us a favor and to meet us at Troll Skull in the morning. Or maybe the afternoon.
Honestly, the sooner the better. Perhaps Dremir's like at first he was gonna be like, well, I mean, we should go right now, and then he's like, well, that would be kind of a dick move, wouldn't it?
Actually, no, it wouldn't. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah. So I imagine you're going to be somewhat occupied for the next bit.
Tonight,
but,
maybe.
Yes, tonight.
Like after dark?
After dark. Do we know whether the place closes? Like, clearly they just opened it when we got there, right?
The cemetery is closed at night.
Well, we could spend the rest of our day trying to figure out how to sneak in.
I would suggest that we get there just before close, if we know when it closes.
We could try that.
Kitty. Yeah. So something to the effect of, we need your presence to enter into a particular guarded, or at least magically warded location that seems to be attuned to, and I'll like quote the to only welcome those of Brandoff blood, and as you are of that, we believe that will be the key in. So would you be able to meet us at the City of the Dead?
Me? Why you
I'm
need
just
to get in there?
It requires one of Brandoff blood. I know not the magic involved, but
Well, yes, I understand that. But what do you hope to get once you've gotten into there?
you should. I mean, why don't you let?
We're searching for clues.
We're tracking down a mystery, and we've hit a bit of a roadblock, and we were hoping, since we're kind of friends, we were hoping that maybe you'd help us out a little bit.
I definitely owe
our
you,
problem.
but I feel it would be dangerous for me to simply agree to. I mean, if it's warded only to those of my mother's family, it must be something important. I can't imagine why I should, like, a certain amount of good sense. Not that I'm not grateful for everything you've done thus far and will be doing for me in the very near future indirectly. Because she is beautiful, isn't she?
She is.
Oh, she's a catch.
Well, if you don't feel comfortable with that, we can always just call the guard and, have them handle it.
What are the guard handling?
Well, whatever this mystery is leading to, which has to do with your mother's family.
Well,
and some dark secret that it's probably nothing, and your family won't be embarrassed whatsoever if it comes to light.
well, no, wait. What do you mean embarrassed?
Well, you're rather well known, and
Are you threatening me?
Of course not. We don't even know what it is. That's why I'm saying it's probably fine.
Oh, roll some dice. Fine. All right, at that point, you gotta roll some dice now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Can Liz do it twice?
I don't know.
No, we went for performance, and apparently she can. He's like, right, okay, yes.
That tree knocked some sense into me.
He does. Although I am curious, how did you get all of that bruising?
Well,
Never mind. No, go. She's coming back. Just after supper, I'll meet you there.
Perfect.
We skedaddle.
Good luck, buddy.
Merlona's just gonna clap him on the back.
And she comes down, and the dwarf sits down and kind of leans in a bit with him, and they start whispering into each other's ears with that somewhat Twitter-pated bit of giggling and glitter that most of us will be seeing all over. Well, no, we won't, because we don't go out. It's still because COVID. But if we were going out tomorrow, we would see all over town. I don't know. Does it look the same to whisper nothing in each other's ears when you're wearing masks?
It's just that people can't tell what you're whispering.
Yeah.
It's more discreet,
Even
really.
more interesting.
True. Polly, you're too good for us, man.
Oh, these puns.
That's why you are here. You have a chance to kind of do some reconnaissance, to rest up a bit more, having been struck so hard. And shortly after the dinner hour, due to his word, Rainier makes his way, comes up towards you as you stand outside the mausoleum.
Could you describe the way he's walking? Is there a bit of swagger to his step?
There would be if he wasn't terrified that he was about to have a major family secret leaked to the public and ruined. There's swagger.
I mean, why not both?
And a resignation. Okay, it's a resigned swagger, as it were. He's like, yes. So I owed you a favor. Let's get to it. I'm actually due back at the end within the hour.
Nah, we shall make it quick.
And I'm not entirely sure that Eldith is one I want to leave waiting.
She doesn't seem the type.
No, she's not the patient type. No, learn that. Learn that. Actually, yes. Yes, did learn that.
Drumir gives him just like a broad smile.
Chrysanthemum's just like really confused. Okay.
I'm still not entirely sure it's back in its socket.
Drumir's like, So yeah, I would say head directly towards the mausoleum.
And as you approach the mausoleum, it's like, at least it's not as bad as half orcs.
Little aggressive, that one.
The males recite love poetry while the females hurl heavy objects at them. It's quite an affair, I've heard.
Romantic, truly.
RPG Master, welcome. We're glad to have you hanging out tonight. As you make your way up towards it, the tree turns and looks at Rainier. Says, "Son of the lady, welcome to pay your respects." And it bows its head. And as you start to make your way past it to the still open door that Lorelei left, a branch starts to come down towards Lorelai's head. And sort of like, oh, that's right.
I'm hide behind Rainier. Nope. I brought him.
Oh, that was close. Okay, I thought, okay, that's going to work then. All right. Well then, shall we?
You cross into the mausoleum, and there's a set of stairs that go down in the back of it, and you work your way down underneath into the catacombs. It doesn't take for you long to wander before you just come to a sheer black surface that marks the back bottom of this tomb. And you can feel the stone in your purse moving.
So
that's scary, way scarier than a tree.
Right. So I think we're probably good to let him go, but I say we hold on to him just in case something goes awry. I'm torn because again the money thing, but what do you guys think?
The money thing?
My worry is that's an
if
extra
we have
body
him
we
with
to
us, we
protect.
have to split the money with him, or at least convince him to,
I don't feel like he's gonna just leave now because he's a little concerned about whatever the mystery is.
Unless we can make it seem like, what we thought wasn't here.
Well, yes, but my family. It's a thing. I want to be sure that my family is safe.
All right, fair
I mean, we could always play it like, oh, what we thought would be here isn't here. I guess we're good. I mean,
Yeah, you go on. We'll stay here.
You go on. We'll stay here and
just to
clean
make
up.
sure it's good. I don't know.
Chrysanthemum is more of the real treasure is the friendship we found along the way. So the actual amount of treasure is
It's going to be a
very little
ludicrous
consequence
amount.
to her.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, then let us continue forward. Walk up to the stone and just kind of put my hand on it and use my dwarfly senses to tell if there is something amiss with the stonework.
When you put your hand on the stone, you feel it morph into like a key-like shape.
Oh, I meant like the stone slab.
Oh, stone slab?
Yes, with the other hand,
Perfectly
perhaps
smooth.
holding the stone.
Although once you touch the stone, you watch as a keyhole forms right about eye level.
Yeah, I would say if it is possible for me to pull the stone out of my pocket without Mr. Neverember seeing, I would love to do so. Sleight of hand, perhaps?
Sure. Roll it real quick.
Not so well.
Not so well.
On high alert, perhaps.
Yeah. If one of the other party were to just engage him, you could get him distracted enough.
I can engage him.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
You point at his
Or
skull.
we could do that.
That would be.
Peering into a dark
I
corner.
think that's the skull of my uncle. And you slide the key
Rolling
into
around
the.
loose like that? I don't think it's supposed to be rolling around loose like that.
Before you can turn it, words form on the wall in front of you. The final key is a recitation, the lost poem of great renown that hath brought tears and laughter to Lady Alethea Brandith.
Entertainer, do I know what this is?
You've heard many poems. Some bring tears, some bring laughter, some might bring both. But you have no recollection at the moment as to which one did both for the late Lady Alethea Brandith.
Say, Rainier, perhaps you can help us with this.
He turns and he looks and he sees the letter, the writing on the writing on the wall. It's, oh, yes, there was a bard who had a particularly brilliant piece of poetry. I'd have to go back through the records to find it.
The records?
Well, I don't remember exactly whom it was, or what the actual poem was.
But there was a particular piece that moved your mother?
Yes, no, I do remember. It was a Collins, I think his name was. He passed away, I think, last year.
I say, that's really unfortunate. I kind of lean over to Chrysanthemum. I'm like, say, can you do that cleric thing where you could perhaps speak with the dead? Is that within your repertoire? Just thinking outside the box here.
She's
Oh,
muted
you are
again.
muted.
Arwen, you're muted again, hon. Good night.
I don't have it prepared right now. Let me see if I do have
How far back does it go? Okay.
Speak with dead, speak with dead, speak with dead.
I showed as a 3rd level spell, so I don't think you'd have it yet.
Yeah, I don't have it yet.
Don't have it yet.
But we might be able to get a scroll of it or something.
About now, Lorelei will remember something about this particular poet. He was interred with his collection.
Oh.
Here, possibly?
All you need to do is find his gravesite, rob it, and you have your poem.
Oh, that sounds simple.
Which,
I mean, it's music, right? You can make a copy or memorize it, right? You don't need to necessarily rob it, but
it's a poem. Which we will.
Hopefully, it's not in the ground.
We'll find out what that poem is next week.
I knew that was coming.
That will be your next MacGuffin.
Yep. Talk to this NPC.
Is to go later. Oh, trust me, the payoff for this one is worth it. The payoff is
I have some
totally worth it.
suspicions about Mr. Cullen's first name and how it might be relevant to the realm of poetry and our music.
No, it's not that one.
No.
It does not involve the town of Nantucket, and it is not Phil Collins.
Dang.
And in my prep, I forgot you were going to get this far, so I didn't actually give him the proper name I wanted to. So he'll have a different name next week.
Oh, okay.
Because that is the actual poet's last name.
Gotcha.
But we'll tackle that next week, which will be a lot of fun. I'll double check to see who do we have on tap for next week. Who's going off after? Who gets to go dungeoning in a forgotten mausoleum somewhere in the poor part of town?
I'm off next week.
Because,
Aww.
Well, let's see.
I'm on this one.
Well, here's the good news. You might be on. Because
I'm going to
Greybeard's...
be ice climbing in the UP.
You're going to be ice climbing in the UP.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
That kind of does.
I've been ice climbing in Ferris. Where is it on the east side of the state? I've been there. I went there once. That was a blast. I'll have to look it up.
We're going up to Copper Harbor.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
This was a place that someone had set up. He has like basically a bunch of hoses at the top of this chain link situation, so all the ice comes down that. They have a sauna. It's nice.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
But we do have, so next week we have Malik is going to be back. We'll have Arwen. We'll have Ari, who plays our Dark Elf Wizard, will be here.
Yay.
Greybeard is supposed to play, but his computer has died.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And we don't know what the state of the computer will be, like when it will be functional again. So we might have to give you a call, Chickadee, and have you tap in if you're available. Which would be kind of fun to get the original 4 back together for that week.
That would be fun.
And then we'll build to session 11, which will be it should be, unfortunately, the last session of the campaign, to which everyone will be invited to participate.
Excellent.
Because hopefully unless something goes wrong, you'll have your poem in hand at the end of next week. You can see what's inside the vault in the final session.
I can't believe it's almost done already.
Nice.
It's a good campaign. It's got a nice pace to it. I like this a lot. I'm already looking forward to the new game we've got starting up in March in this slot, which is my Ravenloft 1921, which we'll see Arwen back at again. What's your character going to be for that? Did you finally decide on something?
I did.
Are we still doing the monk?
We're doing the monk.
Excellent.
Gonna be a good one.
And what's the twist? What's your twist on it again?
So my monk is I have a name, but I'll hold on to that for now. Keep that under my hat. She is the youngest daughter of a wealthy family who got shipped off to boarding school to get her out of the way of the family affairs, and now she's out looking for adventure and to make a name for herself.
Good story.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Excellent.
fun. It's very much heavily inspired by Brandon Fraser's The Mummy. And so we're having lots of
Excellent.
fun
I love
with
it.
that. We
All the jokes, all the puns already. It's
Oh.
flying fast. We're having a good time.
the party has a monk, a
Fantastic.
barbarian, a rogue, and a warlock so far. So it should be fun. Let's go around the table. Who are you? Where do we find you? And what is your star of the evening? The thing that stuck out with you and said, that was, D&D needs more moments like those. And we'll go backwards around the table. So we'll take the reverse order. So we'll start our evening review with Arwen.
All right, I'm Arwen Atreides, and I was playing Chrysanthemum Coriolis. And I think that sometimes there's a lot to be said for just booking ass and running. I think that's the first time we've just been like, nope, we're out of here. And I think that sometimes that's the wisest course of action. And I feel like we made a pretty good exit too.
I agree. That was definitely one of the ones where I'm looking at the adventurers where I'm like, they want me to put what where?
Yeah. Well, I will say that you did a good job of signaling exactly how dangerous that was involved.
Yeah, I feel like we got the message. Okay, this is not gonna
This will not
be a
end
fun
well.
fight.
This will not. And the funny part too is he didn't have to counterspell that thing. He could have just soaked it.
Oh yeah.
But it's so much more fun to
He was
counterspell.
making a point.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
He was like, bitch, please.
The
so we take-
audacity of this rogue.
we go over now to Chickadee.
Hi, I'm Chickadee, and I played Raylona the Barbarian tonight. You can find me on Twitter under at less of Chickadee. And my moment of the night was probably when Lorelai got whomped by the tree. That was pretty fantastic.
That was pretty awesome.
That works. Malik?
Hey, I'm Paul, aka Malik. I played Drumir Greyblade, Wealth Acquisition Dwarf Extraordinaire. And my star moment from the night was probably the impromptu wingmanning session with Rainier. It's always good to be there for a friend, especially when that friend then would immediately be able to help you back. Just bringing more connection and love into the world is not a bad thing.
Awesome. For the record on that, if you look down the sketch pad, I literally pulled up for that moment the D&D 5th edition random character generator, and it gave me our dwarf.
Nice.
Complete with
Paid
apparently
for
full
NPC
stats
tables.
too. I was like, huh, that's kind of cool. A
This was
dwarven
rare.
barbarian.
I think we should just bring her with us next time.
He seems like a solid one.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
feel like we get along.
If she would deign to slum with you guys. Liz, wrap it up for us tonight.
Well, I was playing Lorelai, the quarter elf rogue. I like that comment in the chat. Wow, you guys covered it. It's
You can double up too.
my favorite thing I did all night was run screaming down the street, honestly. So kind of fun.
That works.
Yeah,
And
the
I
rogue
love
doesn't
the
usually
dwarf.
get to run down the street screaming for guards.
The dwarf was pretty awesome. So
That's true. We're usually running from the guards, not looking
I know.
for the guards.
We haven't run from the guards a single time. We've chatted them up. We're upstanding members of this
You're right.
community.
We are upstanding.
Well, except for that one.
You do all right. You do all right. And my name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir. This is my home, Lantern Noir, twitch.tv/Lantern Noir. I think my star of the night, I have to say, was just, again, playing with these amazing people, watching them react to everything that came at them with genuine fear, surprise, excitement, and glee. Up to and including it's just a tree, we can get past it. And then rolling a nat 20, which I didn't even apply the damage for.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that was really brutal. Tree ants
Oh,
are
boy.
like that's a CR. Where is it here? It's a CR9 creature. You are definitely discouraged from trying to fight your way through the tree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want nothing to do with trees ever. Any tree.
That's why you're only a
I don't
quarter
want to
elf.
go in the woods.
Well, how come Lorelai doesn't want to leave Waterdeep anymore? Too many trees.
There's a
trees out there.
I want to say there's a joke in Order of the Stick about dwarves hating trees because the roots are always growing into their into their holds and stuff, which pays off later as there's a druid who's animating a bunch of trees to attack the party, and the dwarf is like, I told you.
If that works. If you're interested in more D&D fun, we'll be back here Wednesday night for the Convergence, which is my homebrew game. Takes place in our world, in a post-apocalyptic fantasy setting, where the party is currently on a side quest to investigate a forge god that is raising its own army to fight the Empire, which has nothing to do with their efforts to reverse the collapsing multiverse, but it's got them happily distracted. And so that's what we're doing on Wednesdays. Tuesday, if Greybeard's computer's back up, we'll be here at 5 o'clock for happy hour, which is where we talk all things Dungeons and or Dragons. My pitch this week is to talk about romance in the game, because I don't think we've ever tackled that directly. And I think tonight we had a neat chance to talk about how one might roleplay that sort of thing in a way that everyone feels comfortable with. And then lastly, I'm just going to mention tomorrow night we are scheduled to have another daddy-daughter duel night where my daughter Kitty K and I are going to square off on Beat Saber just after dinner. We'll see how long she'll make it. Last time she made about an hour, and she said, "I'm too tired. I want to go." But she's a lot of fun, and I enjoy that kind of time with her too. So, and hopefully the system will work better than it did this morning. So that's more where you find me. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you to everyone new that joined our family. I'm going to send you off to continue enjoying your evening. I'm going to ship you to a friend of mine who goes by the stream name The Raven Armed. He is currently rocking Doc Holliday cosplay while playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
I've been looking forward to that
And if
cosplay
you
for a while.
haven't had a chance to see him in character, you need to do this. The man leaves nothing on the table. He commits. So that's where you're gonna head from here. Give him my wellest wishes, as I am gonna spend some time hanging out with my players, do my usual debrief, and then based on the day we've had, I might crash early. But I'll try to get over there and say hello at some point. Until then, folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, remember, please treat your waitstaff well. Even if that waitstaff is you deserve to be treated well as well. And please, please, stay safe.